Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit. So today we'll talk about a complete new series we are going to start called Hrsd ServiceNow. So today we'll talk about that what is the Hrsd and then how it's beneficial for the Hrsd, and then we'll show you a small demo, and after that we'll continue the series. Couple of video will show one by one. We'll be able to see one by one. So I am going to show the demo on that Quebec release. So in upper version, if you're using the upper version, that might little bit differ, but actual structure will be remain same. So without wasting time, let's get started the HRSD module. So very first thing is that we'll talk about the theoretical part mostly today. So what is the HRSD? HRSD full form is HR Service Delivery. So by providing employees with a single place to manage their work needs while shedding from the back-end complexity, you can deliver a great experience to meet the demands of the modern day of workforce. So basically, so let's take an example of that. If I go back to here, what are the benefits of the HRSG? So you are as a think about that you are as a employee and you need to do some thing called you have issues on your payroll. So you did some night shift and your night shift did not reflect in your pay slip. So you might need to be go back to your HR. So you might don't know that who is your HR, and you need to find from the system, and then you might need to call your HR or need to send the mail to the HR. After that, HR will investigate, and then finally, HR say that this is not the HR related issue. There is some technical issue. You have to reach back to the IT system. So something like that. So see, if you have a payroll issue, you firstly go back to the HR, and then HR redirect you to the particular IT team. But there is no documentation. You are doing some mail kind of doing some screenshot, a lot of things you are doing, but there is no documentation of what is happening. There is no timeline when it will be resolved. Everything to resolve this all kind of issue. ServiceNow came up with a new solution called HRSD, which have a centralized repository in the ServiceNow where your user profile will be already there into the ServiceNow or might not be available into ServiceNow, but you know it can be documented, all the documents, all the tracked, and then there will be some specific SLA for that. There will be some timeline where your task needs to be completed. So let's take example of other. So if you are a user is onboarding, so in that case he don't have access to that ServiceNow, or he don't have access to that particular system. He will go to send a mail to HR, and then HR will ask him to upload some document, and then HR will review all the documents, and finally they will their onboarding will be processed. But in this process, there will be multiple team will be involved. They might be will get some laptop. They will get some other details, email address, all this access they will get one by one, right? So there is no documented way you can track that. For that, actually, ServiceNow is created a documented repository from where you can do multiple stops into that ServiceNow instance, and then using the ServiceNow instance, all the record will be documented. So here you can see that as an example, I show you that as an employee, what are the things they can do. There are many things that you can do using the HRSD. So it will kind of ITSM platform, but it is little bit different from the ITSM. There will be a lot of security rules so that one person or one groups cannot see other records. There will be a lot of security constraints here. So your sensitive data will be present to the HRSD module. So those will not be exposed in your external user, or not be exposed to the other user, excluding that. Excluding the HR or the HR agent who is the responsible to view that. So definitely there are a lot of security constraints here in the HRSD module, and then there are a lot of stuff, automation stuffs, and it have a very low code maintenance. So as a developers or as a maintainability point of view, you just need to be do some kind of setup, and it will be the the employee or the user or HR agent will be start using this HRSD module. So it is very simple and then low code. Next thing is that we'll talk about that. If you see in that employee have a different kind of things they can do. They can reach back to the IT, they can reach back to the HR, they can reach back to the facilities, finance, legal. There are various sections, and then each sections cannot see other sections details, so there will be security constraints, so particular member only will be able to see. So for example, if you see that so if you want to find the HR policy, you don't have to go back to the HR and search for that HR policy. Sometimes if you don't need anything, you just need the documentation or knowledge article, you can go and check that. You don't need to involve the HR actually, so you can go and check the HR policy also. So all those things will be documented here in your any. If you see, you cannot send the mail, so that is also if it is HR related, then you can use the Hrsd. So there are a lot of features available into the Hrsd module. So we'll in our upcoming video we'll talk about that how we can use those details or how we can use those sector. But today I'll show you that what, let's say you are facing a problem, and then how the HR or how that Hrsd will be resolved. That in upcoming video we'll show you that how you can activate, what are the plugins you can install, and then after that what benefit you are going to get that. So this is my ServiceNow instance, which is in the Quebec release, and in this ServiceNow instance, there are multiple ways you can create the HR case. But let's say as a example of that, you can go back to the ESC portal. So this portal is designed for the end user, where they are going to, as employee dashboard, where employee themselves is going to raise the request for them and try to track their request. So this is the employee self-service portals, and here if they go back to the catalog, there are all the HR related catalog will be available. Let's say you can search here even or you can go back to that payroll issue. If you are having some payroll issue, you can go back to the payroll issue, and there are multiple payroll related issues are there. Service catalog is there. You can simply raise the request from there, or you can see that related KB article. That may be sometimes that you don't need to go and request the request. Sometimes you can go and check that all these payroll related issues, direct deposit, setup instruction, and then it will resolve your issue might be. So this is the knowledge article. Otherwise, if it does not resolve your issue, you can directly raise the request, call put some number, and then you can raise the request. It will go to that respective team to HRSD team or HR agent team to resolve your issue. So once you submit that, your request is submitted. You don't need to do that. You can track that where you are actually. So if you see here, all these details, additional details are available. Whatever you have put there, additional details available. If you put any attachment, it will be available. And you can see based on your criteria and skill, whatever issues you have selected, it will be automatically assigned to the particular user, and this user will be work on particular issues, and then they will keep on updating that in that activity. You will get that details, all these details here. And after that you can even cancel a request or ask the question. So it will simply the point it is the simply it will generate a HR request like ITSM, like incident problem change. It will simply generate a request, and from there you can track your all the HR related issues. Like it was very introductions today. So next day we'll install the plugin, and then we'll go one by one that how or what are the way we can raise the request, and how much beneficial is that, and how even without putting any code, how we can change those details even. So if you see as the system administrator, this is the my name which is coming into that here. Even though without coding, this can be changed. All the details, also detail sections can be changed. So all those details we'll talk about in our upcoming sessions. So till the time, stay tuned and like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Rohit. This is the ServiceNow instance, demo instance, which is in the Quebec release video. So this we are talking about the Hrsd series. So today we will talk about the plugins. So what are the plugins is required for the Hrsd modules, and then what are the things we can do to activate the Hrsd. So last session we talked about that what is the Hrsd and how we show you the demo that how the Hrsd looks like that. But today we will activate the Hrsd in our plug modules. I mean, the modules will be activated in our ServiceNow instance, and then I will show you that how the Hrsd works for your instance. To activate the plugin, if you see, basically we have four plugins, main plugins. So first plugin is the core plugin, which is the plugin ID is the com.sn underscore hr underscore core. These plugins help you to set up the basic backend core activity of the HRSD. Second is the HR service portal. This will enable that employee service center. And then third, if you are dealing with the lifecycle events, then you need to install this plugin. And the fourth is the integration plugin that will help you to integrate with HR module with the third party. So very first thing is that I have to go back to here in this module and type the plugins. In the plugins module, I'll search for the HR core module. So let's search that. So this is the plugin module which is loading. It usually takes some time. So first I have to be install this core module. So let's do that. Before that, if you type that human resource or HR, you cannot see any module under this left navigation. So what we have to do here, we have to search that human resource. And if you see in this bottom, it's saying that human resource scope apt core, and this is case and knowledge management. And if you see here, the ID is saying that com.sn underscore hr underscore core, and it is paid service. If I go back, if you see this ID is matches sn underscore hr underscore core. This is the purpose of case and knowledge management. What we have to do, we have to install this plugin. Once you click the install, you will see that the multiple plugin dependency status are showing. Some of the plugins are will be activated, some of the plugins are already activated. So their status is showing that these or the module or these are the plugin will be activated. These are the plugins already installed. And if you see the some of the plugins are will not be loaded because these plugins are inactive. So in that case, this plugin will not be installed by default. So under this bottom, you have a save options called load data demo. If you check that, there will be a couple of load data demo will be installed. For production, we normally don't check the load data demo, but in the non-production environment to check the data, how the data is representations, the ServiceNow will create some demo data for us. So we check the load data and click the activate. Once we click the activate, it will be activated and it will take some time. So let's activate that. So now you can see it is started installing that right now in 14%. So it will be completed within a couple of minutes, then 100%, and then we will be able to see that HR module in the list. So now you can see that my first plugins is activated. So which is the Human Resource Scope app core. So now second plugin, which is the HR Service Portal, this plugin I'm going to be activated. So let's do that. So what I'll do that HR Service Portal, type that employee and employee service portal, and here we go, we have employee service portal. I'm going to activate this one. So I'll do the load demo data and click install. So this will install that employee service center. So lastly, I will install the case and knowledge management this plugin. I'll click here and then load demo data and click install. So it will be install the case management also. So let's complete that one also. So our plugins is installed here successfully, and if you see the document that we have installed this one, this core one, and then HR service portal along with that case and knowledge management, 3 plugin we have installed. We don't install the lifecycle events and integration. We'll do the further in our next video. And then if I type in the left navigation called HR, and then you can see that HR case management is available. And in this HR case management, we have an option called create new case, create bulk case, and all the HR case module, all the HR case are available here. And if you see here under this HR integrations are also available, and here HR administrator module also available where we can configure that HR module. So in our upcoming video, we'll talk about that how we can configure all those details one by one. So till the time, please share, like, share, and subscribe my channel and hit on the bell icon. So if you have any feedback, let me know in comment section. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit. Today we'll talk about the COE, Center of Excellence. Last few days we are talking about that Hrsd. So this is the third sessions where we are going to talk about the COE. So last 2 days we talk about that what is the Hrsd, and then we talk about that what are the plugins you need to be installed to see all the modules in the Hrsd. So today we'll talk about that COE. This topic is very important and this is the conceptual topic. I hope you guys understand this topic. If you don't understand, please put in the comment sections, because this COE is a very important. This COE is used in all over your HRSD module, so it is very important to understand the COE. So without wasting time, let's get started. So what is this COE? COE is a conceptual model. So it is helped to organize HR data, service and process by financial discipline with the HR Center of Excellence data model. Each HR Center of Excellence is an extension of the HR case. So to understand better in a COE, so we have to check this image. So if you see here in the top, we say the Center of Excellence. So whenever, as I mentioned that, it is the extension of the HR case. So if you see here, let's take example COE or the HR case. And this COE have right now, I have the 7 branches we have. And combination of all the 7 branches we call the COE. COE is nothing but, in a simple language, COE is a table which is, or kind of table which is extending to the HR case core case table. So HR employee relationship, which is going to be extended from our HR core case table. Lifecycle event, which is also going to be extended from HR core case table. So from the HR core case table, we have extended 7 tables, and these 7 tables are the 7 COE. These 7 COE represent that what type of issue or what type of the challenges employee are facing. Based on that, once you select the COE, based on that, we can categorize and we can put to the right table. So if you are facing some payroll issue, that your COE will be HR payroll, and the data will be go to that SN underscore code underscore HR payroll table. So that payroll details cannot be visible to the employee relationship. HR lifecycle event related issue cannot be visible to the payroll table. So although those are the same table, SN code case table, but these are the child table from the SN code case table. So layman language, SN code case table is the parent table and the 7 table is the child table. Each table we call a COE or Center of Excellence. So if you see here, we have to be understand the categories and HR services also. So top level, or you can see the top, we can say the COE. Let's say our COE is the total reward. So we talk about the 7 COE here. So one of the 7 COE is the HR total rewards. So this COE is available here. So if you see those, so let's take example of our COE is the total rewards. And there are others couple of. So if you see the employee relationship, workforce administration, payroll, HR, IT operation, they all are COE. So let's take example of total rewards. In the total rewards, so this is the bigger picture. In that we have categorized the total rewards to the benefits, compensation, leaves. So we categorize these COE into the multiple sector, so that in the next future reporting purpose we can get the bigger picture. We can say that in which sector, which category our case are going. So in that case, for the category purpose or categorization purpose, we are using that COE topic category. And then under the topic category, we have a topic details, and the topic details is a further categorization of all this top category. So if you see here, retirement plans, which is part of the benefits, medical benefits, which is part of these benefits. Okay, and then if you see here, continue education, which is part of this benefit. So these benefits, it's segregated in a small part, and then they are showing as a just a breakdown of this COE. And then finally HR service, which is a very low level statement, that let's take example 401k in enrollment, HSA inquiry, tuition reimbursement. So this is the very low level. So In the top, you have a one COE. In that COE, we have a topic category, and the topic category have a topic detail, and then these have the HR services. So this is very important topic because these terms are going to used in all our Hrsd platform. So you have to be understand that what is the topic category, what is the topic details, and HR services. So in a HR service, you can say the layman statement. So this is the final conclusion. So if you have a, so if you have a 7 COE, in the 7 COE you have a 100 of topic category, 100 of topic category have a 1,000 of topic details, and 1,000 of topic details have a 10,000 of HR services. So this is the breakdown of this one. So when you go to that, when you report that, you will know that for which COE is mostly impacted. So the last is the configuration, COE configuration. So in the ServiceNow, as I mentioned, that there are 7 COEs available right now. You can enable or disable any COE, but disabling the COE is will disable the services, topic details, and then category, record producer, and the related module. But as I mentioned, these are the basically extended table. The table will be remain same, and you will be able to remain see the data. There won't be any new data will be inserted inside this table. So let's flip to the service now and see how that COE configuration can be done. So if you see that this is the COE configuration we can do so this way. So if I go back to my ServiceNow instance, this is my ServiceNow instance, and if you type that COE configuration, so the first module will come up the COE configuration, and here all the COE available, you can see these are the COEs available right now. You can turn off any of this COE, and then again, if you turn off all the topic category and then topic details will be visible, but the backend table will be present. So let's turn off one of these COE. So this way you can just turn off and then click the save button. So it will simply say simply turn off yours that particular COE. Also, if you type that topic category and topic details, if you see here, so this is the topic category module is available, and here right now I have the 12 topic categories, and each topic category have topic details, which is the 30. So you understand that the COI is a 7, then it increases the topic category, and then it's further breakdown and showing that topic details. And if you type the HR service, it will be more than that. So if you go here and then HR service configuration, so you can see that it's 48 right now. So this way you can say that it's keep on increasing that side. So in this way it is keep on increasing the categorization. So if I type that topic here and then open the topic category, each topic category is associated with the COE. So if I group by with the COE, you will be able to see the multiple COE have that. So 7 COE have further categorization. So some COE have 2 categorization, some COE have 1 categorization. For actual real implementation, there will be a lot more. But yeah, so this is the way they have categorized. So that's it for today. We'll talk in next video furthermore how we can create the case, what are the roles are required for that. I hope you guys like my video. If you have any question, let me know in my comment section. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit. Today we'll talk about basically HRSD operation. Last few days we are talking about what is the COE, what are the plugins we need to be installed, and what is the HRSD. But today we'll mostly talk about that HRSD operation, who can create that, and then what are the rules is required to create that case, what are the way we can create that case. So all this topic we'll discuss today. But before that, I forget to discuss one point yesterday or the last session, that is called COE. So if you go back to that, if I go back to my ServiceNow instance, flip to my service instance, and if I type the COE, there will be able to, you will be able to see the couple of more COEs added by ServiceNow here, which was not available on my document, but there are a couple of more COE added, more than 7. So we talk about the 7 COE that. But if you need any COE, you should not create any COE, customize that, and should not create the COE. ServiceNow does not recommend that should create your COE. So you can reach back to the ServiceNow, and the next release or more than further release, they keep on creating the COE. So you should not touch that table and customize unnecessary and create the COE. If you don't need COE, you can turn off that COE, but you should not unnecessarily create a new COE, or you should not introduce the new COE. You can get back to the ServiceNow. They can analyze your requirement and they can guide that which COE you can at least use till the time. but before that you should not create any CV. So that is a very important topic. You should not create that. And another topic I actually forget that, here if I go back to that topic category, I want to show you that how that topic category looks like that. We'll discuss in the further also, but if you see, we talk about that each topic have a associated with the CV, and I just want to open and show you that how they are mapping with the topic detail. Because as per our document, I told you that the topic category associated with the topic details, right? So if you see here, this is my topic category, and this topic category is definitely associated with the HRIT operations. And then these topic category have, these are the details, basically topic details, so it's further breakdown. So these things I just want to simply show you. And after that, I want to start the today's sessions all about the HRSD operation. So without wasting time, let's get started. HRSD operation. So to understand the HRSD operation, the point I am trying to make here is that who can create the case management, or who can create the HR case. First, we can the HR professional, they can create the HR case. Why the HR professional should be create the case? Sometime you don't for the new hire onboarding, right? So you don't have a access to the ServiceNow instance. So you cannot create the case from the ESC portal, right? In that case, what you have to do, you have to reach back to the HR professional by calling or by mailing them, and then they will create a case on behalf of you, right? So HR professional is the person, or the, you can say, like a service desk person. So HR professional is like a service desk person who will understand your issues, and then they will create a case on behalf of you. Like the person, subject person will be you, and they will create a case for you. So that way HR professional can create a case for you. And here you can see this, the diagram is saying the create a new case, set the open by for your name, and select HR service and create the case. So there two ways, simply they can create, the HR professional can create a case. Secondly, you have a access to the service now, and yourself is going to create a HR case. In that case, you are doing by yourself. So what you will do, you'll go to that ESC portal, HR service portal, and then you will select the service catalog and submit the request, and it will generate the HR case. So basically, the divided things. One is the HR professional will be created, another is the employee can also create that. So two way we can create that. Okay. Now let's understand that HRSD role. So what are the roles we required for the HRSD module? So for first of all, we need a role called, HRSD role is divided by two parts. As I said that HRS professional. So they are the professional, and they actually use to manage their employees. Because of that, so we are saying the human resource departmental role, and these are the departmental role. So what are the departmental role? One is the ASN underscore HR core dot admin. So this admin have all the access. Another is the basic, third is the manager, and fourth is the integration admin. So these are the, basically four role for departmental role. Admin can do whatever, have the highest privilege. Okay. Next, we have a human resource client role, or maybe the employees. Employees are actually divided into two parts. One is that employees role. If you see here, the role is started with the HRSM, and another role is started with the HRSP. HRSM role, all the roles which is started with the HRSM is nothing but they have the platform access. So they don't have the portal access. They even can create the a case from the platform. Secondly, we have a HRSP who only have a portal access. The user can have both, but yeah, so basically we are segregating two way. One is the SP, another is the SM. SM means the platform access, and SP means that the portal access. Okay, so this way we are segregating. Very first thing is that in the left navigation you can search with the create case, new case. In this case, once you type the create new case, you will be able to create a new case under HR management. You can see that under HR management you can create your new case. In this new case, we have a skip verification, And also you can search with the employee name or the case number. So I'll search with the able tutor here, and I can select the able tutor name. Once I select the name, some of the information, able tutor information are visible here. You can see the product manager, these are the details are coming. Also we have a skip verification. What is the skip verification? So if you simply click the skip verification, it will not ask for the user. It will not create for any particular user. Okay. But if you know the user, I mean, let's say the user is not available into the service now, then we can create for them by skip verification. Otherwise, you can just simply type the able tutor or the any username, and once you select the any username, you will have three sections. One is the search for employee. In the search employee, it is showing the employee name and where you are searching that. Second part is the employee informations, where you can see the employee information. Some of the fields of like name, employee number, email address, zip code. These everything can be configured by configuring that HR services. We'll come to that. Next is that case details, where you can select the COE. COE is nothing but we talk about that Center of Excellence. Here you can select that all this COE which is available and active, and then here we can select that HR services, and HR services nothing but we talk about that breakdown of the COE. Opened by, who is right now opening, and subject person is to whom or for whom I am raising the request. Okay, and if you see in the bottom, related to that, able tutor, whatever case is created so far, all the cases are showing. So these things can be configured, or this way you can also create that. Not only for the portal, if you have platform access, or if you are HR agent, you can create yourself. Now simply if I click the create case, it will create the case. If you want to put some work notes, you can put that. I'll simply click the create case and it will generate a case, but the case will be in draft state. So let's see. So if you can see, this case is created by default, and then the state is in draft state. And if you see, the subject person is the able tutor, open for also is the that able tutor, and the short description is coming from the HR account inquiry. And there are a couple of fields are automatically coming, we will discuss in further, but yeah, so that way we can create at least a case. And then if we click the ready for work, it will be moved to the ready state. That case will be in the ready state, and it will be assigned to the particular user. Before that there was no user. Okay, apart from that, you can do one more way to create that. So you just simply have to type the HR case management, and in the HR case management, there is a module called HR agent workspace. So HR agent workspace, who have the HR agent role, they have the workspace role. So they will simply, they will normally open the workspace for them, and then they will usually get that all the ticket in their workspace. So let's open that workspace first. So this is the HR workspace. You can see there is a SLA at risk, high priority, everything is 0, and there are a couple of dashboard is here added. Here they will normally show their status available. Now here you can create one HR case. Simply click the HR case, you will be able to create that. Here you need to search again the any HR case number or any employee name. So we'll search with the able tutor here also. Once you search the able tutor, it is asking the same way actually. So this is the asking the COE. Here the COE is mandatory, and HR service is also mandatory. Once you select that, automatically COE is also populated. Open for or, and then subject person, everything will be populated. Under this case opened by case open for, all the open case for this particular user is showing here. And also if you see here, any interaction is there or not, if you want to create an interaction also, you can do that. So this way, I mean, basically the three way we can create the one is the portal, another is the left navigation module, create new case, other is the HR agent workspace, also you can create that. So I'm not showing to that how you can create the HR case on ESC portal, because last time I already discussed that. You just need to go to the ESC portal, and then from there also you can create that HR case. If you don't know that, you can go back to my first video and see that. Here you can simply go back to the catalog and create that. So that's it for today. In next video we'll talk about that how we can configure this page creation page, and then we'll further go ahead. So till the time, let me know if you have any question in my comment sections. Like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Rohit. Today we'll talk about that case creation configuration on Hrsd module. So this is the fifth session. We are talking about the Hrsd case creation configuration. If you have not watched my previous video, I would say that go and watch my previous video. So this is the case creation page, how we can configure the case creation. So last few days we are creating the case, but today we'll talk about the without coding, how we can configure our case. So without wasting time, let's get started. Very first thing is that let's flip to the ServiceNow instance. So this is my ServiceNow instance, and here this is the case creation page, and where actually the HR agent or HR HR person, they will be create the case on behalf of actual particular user. So they are going to search that, and then these are the information will be available. We can configure this. We can configure this completely by our case creation page. So let's go back to the ServiceNow left navigation. So in ServiceNow left navigation, if you type the case configuration, case creation configuration, you will be able to see one module under HR administrator. You just have to be open. And this is the page which will be open as part of the case creation. Okay, now here is the thing. We have a very first thing is the page size and then minimum input length. What is the page size and what is the minimum input length? So whenever you are searching that here, you have to have put minimum 3 characters to search this case. So that is defined here, the minimum input length. Next is the page size. Page size is nothing but whenever you are searching any of this user or any of this case, HRC, something like that. So how many record will be visible at the first input? That is the page size. So it can be like one page, it will be show 10 record. After that, it can be keep on increasing. Okay. So let's do that. We'll change the page size equal to 5 and then minimum input equal to 2, and then save that and understand that how it will be work. So after saving that, let's refresh this page. Once you refresh that, here you can start searching that start searching that user. And if you see right now page size is 5 and total record is showing 16, and we just input 2 character and it is start searching, and each, so this is the see one, it is loading, keep on loading. So one page have 5 record, and then you can keep on searching that. So it will for better performance or better visibility, ServiceNow did the pagination so that it should not bring all the record at a single time. It can keep on loading and getting the data. Okay, so this is the first thing. And once you select that one of the user, you can see there are 2 basically sections. One is the employee information section, another is the case details. These sections also can be configured. So let's go back to that. If you see here, employee search, case search, employee information, case creation. There are 4 sections is available. What is the employee search? We'll talk about one by one. So employee search means that so in this employee search means that this is your employee search where you are searching the employee, right? So whenever you are putting some user and then typing that some user, you are searching actually the employee, right? In this case, you can configure. Very first thing is the display table. These will be read only. You cannot change that. So it will be query from the HR profile table or the user table. So you cannot change that. Second is the user field. User field also read only. You cannot put that you cannot put that any change. This will be the read only. Next thing is that limit user on the search. So if you check that, there will be one couple of filter, and in this filter it will show some condition. You can put the condition, and then based on the condition, those record will be visible. Like you can define that active equal to true, locked out equal to false. Those users should bring that. You can put that basically search criteria here. Okay, So right now it have the 642 record. If you click here, it is going to the sys user table, and then this 642 user is there. If you put that active equal to true and then put a filter, it will only search that 641, so one user is active full. So the 641 user will be searched, those record will be only searched. Okay. Next is that additional display fields, which is showing that user.department, user.employee number, user.location. So this is basically from coming from here. So if you see here, whenever you are typing that AB and it is showing some information, so these things are coming from this. This is the department, and then it is coming that employee number and the user location. So these things are coming from here. This is the location, and then the user doesn't have employee number. That's why it is not showing here. Okay. So this way you can configure any of these fields. So let's put, we can put that country of birth and then add here. Let's save that, and then we'll simply refresh this page. So if we search with here, and then you will be able to see the country of birth. It is showing the United States of America. So that way, even if you select that user, it will show all the user information here. So that way you can, configure multiple fields to display. So links field we'll talk about later. Then here you can see the force partial match on the search term. So it means that if you type that able tutor, or if you put that here, let's say tutor. So once you put the tutor, it is also searching, right? So in that case, the partial search also happening, right? So it is allowing to search on the partial characters. And the next is that allow skip verification. So whenever, as I mentioned, we have a button called skip verification. So if you don't, if the user is don't exist, you can skip that, and then even that way you can also create the case. So that is the skip creation. So if I uncheck and then save that, the skip creation, skip verification step that link will not be visible. You can see right now that link is not visible, and you cannot skip. You have to have put the username. So that way you can configure these things. Okay, going back to the case search also the same things here. You can search the case by this table limit case. Here you can define that what are the case you want to limit, like the employee number, and then what are the fields will be visible. So let's open this case. Let's open this case table and search a case and see how it looks like. So we'll copy this one of this case number, and here we'll search here, and we'll put the search case number. And once we put the case number, you can see the case, the partial information is showing because we have configured that these are the fields should be subject, person, opened for, opened by, and watch list. These are the fields should be visible. So this way you can configure that. Next we have a employee information and then case creation. These two tab is available. So let's talk about the employee information. In this employee information, whenever we are typing and selecting that, there are a couple of 4 fields is visible under this employee information. These 4 fields can be configured through here. So left side, whatever field will be visible, you can define here. Right side, whatever field will be visible, you can define here. So let's select a couple of fields called date of birth, and we can select that employee type. So these are the field will be visible on the extra field will be visible on the left side, and the right side we can say that home country. So these are the field will be visible on that in our employee information page. So let's refresh that. Here we will type that user and then select that. You can see that couple of extra fields are visible, and then definitely these fields are read only. You cannot select that. So these field configuration, if you want to configure certain changes, you can just go and change here. So next topic is the case creation, next tab. So in the case creation, it means that whenever if you see a task created table, it means that whenever the case will be created, in which table the case should be go, it's defined that HR case. It means that whenever that record will be created, it should go back to that code case table. Again, in the limit service, it will be the remain same. That if you want to put the filter, you want to do that, you can do that. Now we have right now, if you see here, we have a two left side and right side, but here we have a three. One is the left, right, another is the bottom. So if you go back to the case creation page, you can see that the left, right, and the bottom there is three sections. Very first thing is the COE and HR service. You cannot remove the COE and HR service. These two are mandatory field. You cannot remove that. Apart from that, you can add some additional input fields, and then you can add some field here, and then you can add here also. So let's add some fields. If I go back here, and then the left side, I'll put some fields. Let's say I'll put definitely some input fields here. So let's say the description. I'll take the description, and then in the right side I'll put some other field. So case supported team, and then we'll just save that. Once we save that, let's refresh this page, and then we'll type that user, and you can see the description field is visible here, and then case supported team is visible, and we can select the data basically. And here we can select the HR service. So we'll select one of the HR service and simply click the create case. It will create some case. So we'll simply click the create case. It will be create one case for us. Once the case will be created from the native view, the state will be in draft state, and then so this is the life cycle. I'm going to talk about that. What is the life cycle of the HR case? So if you see here, this is the HR IT operation, because based on that HR services, which table it should go, that is defined into that which table it should go. So it should not go back to, if I talk about here in our earlier days, that case COE is divided into the many child table. So code case table is divided into the many child table, and based on the COE, it will go to that particular table. So we selected that one of the COE which is part of the HR service we selected, which is part of the HR IT operation. So the record is created under HR IT operation case, and then if you see here, that state is in draft state. The next life cycle is that whoever is going to work that, so we once you click the ready to work, it will be assigned to a particular person. So let's first open these groups here. I'll open this group here, and you can see this group have a 6 member, and this group have a 6 member, and then the skill of this group is the HR. Okay, but here in this HR IT, the skill is the HR system. Okay, so skills sections have a HR system, and then HR, this group have a skill called HR, and this group have a 6 member. How this how this ticket will be assigned to a particular person, we'll talk about that also. So once we click the ready to work, this assigned to will be selected a particular user, which is the stipend this user. Okay, so this ticket is assigned to this user. Why and how? Based on the skill. If I open these groups and then open this user have a particular skill. So if I go here, so this user have a skill called HR system. That's why it is assigned to that user. If I open other user, the other user might not have this skill. So if you see, this user doesn't have the skill, that's why it does not assign to that particular user. So basically, based on the skill, whenever the state will be ready state, it will be assigned to particular user. If you are creating the case from the portal, then this will be in a ready state, and it will be automatically assigned based on the skill. The next step is that basically the user, whoever is working, they will click the work in progress, and then this state will be it will be moved to the work in progress. And then finally, after the completion of his work, the fulfillment instruction based on the checklist, they will move to that awaiting user acceptance, and click save. Once they will go back to the awaiting acceptance, user can able to accept or reject that this solution. Okay, so the case can be accepted and rejected based on that based on the user. Once it is accepted, the case will be closed and it cannot be reopened. So basically, one like incident, if it is closed, it can be reopened. It's not like that. Once the case is closed, it cannot be reopened. So basically, the flow is that if I go back to the flow here, first it will be in the draft state if it is doing from the backend. If you are doing from the portal, it will be in ready state, and then once you move to the ready state, based on the skill, it will be assigned to that particular group member, and then the group member will move to the work in progress, and then it will be moved after that. After completion of this task, it will be moved to the awaiting acceptance, and then finally your user will be closed. You accept that or reject that based on that it will be closed complete. Okay, so that's it for today. In next session we'll talk about further, but today we discuss about the case lifecycle and how we can configure our case creation page. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Till the time, like, share, subscribe, and if you have any question, let me know in my comment section. Thank you very much. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit. Today we will talk about the case creation service configuration. So this is the episode 6 of Hrsd. Last few days we are talking about a lot of things, that case creation, how case creation configuration can be done, all those stuffs. But today we'll talk about the case creation service configuration. So very first thing is that we have to understand that what is the case creation service configuration. To understand that, let's flip to that our demo instance. So this is our demo instance, and if I go back to the payroll, and in the payroll case, if I open this payroll case, so this table is the payroll case where all the payroll related case are created, and although this table is extended from our core case table, if I go and check the account type and click show match, click show, so you can see that the account type visible on SN HR core case payroll table. So it means that this account table is not available in other table. So if I go back to that, the total rewards table. So there is one more COE is the total rewards. If I go back to the total rewards table, there won't be any field such called that account type. So let's see. So in that, you can see in this total rewards, we don't have such table. So that is the thing, right? So these fields, the account number, account type, deposit, so these are the table level field. What is the table level field? Means that these fields are only available under the payroll case, right? But when we are creating a case, right? So when we are creating a case, we might need the specific information called account type, right? In this, and we need the serving this field called account type and drop down. How we can do that? Because if I type the able tutor, and then in this service, if I type the payroll, and then if I select any of this payroll, and it does not ask any specific question. So in this case, we'll talk about that, how we can create a specific fields under the case details, under the case creation form, under the case details sections. So we'll talk basically how we can add the specific fields under the case details tab on case creation form. So without wasting time, let's get started. So very first thing is that what we have to do, we have to go back to that case creation configuration. So this is the case creation configuration module that we covered in the last sessions. We have to open that case creation here, and then under this we have a called case creation service configuration. We have to click new here, and here we need to define for which table we are going to get some information. So our case, it's the payroll table. So we select the payroll, and then we put the name as a meaningful name. So we'll put the payroll and save that. And before that, we have to select that specific field that we want to add to our section. So our case, account type and then deposit type. Maybe do those two fields. We'll take that account type here in the left side, and then the right side we'll take the deposit side. So deposit amount, we'll take that. So these two fields we need, during the case creation, assuming that, and then we'll save this record. Okay, so going back here, we'll save this one. Once we save that, they are asking for the HR service. So what will be our HR service? Click the edit, and for which HR service you are looking for. Let's say the direct deposit inquiry. For that, we need that. You can add multiple, but we'll put that a direct deposit inquiry and save that. So now let's understand that what we have did. So we go back to the case creation page, and in this page we create a service configuration under this case creation called payroll, for which particular table we want, and then what are the fields we need to add, and then in that case creation service configuration we add the HR services, for which HR services those fields will be visible. So that's it, that's done. Let's understand and let's see it is reflecting or not. So let's refresh this page first, case creation configuration page, and then here we'll put that again some user called able tutor again, and here in the service we'll put the payroll inquiry, so payroll deposit inquiry. Once we select the payroll deposit inquiry, you can see the account type field and then deposited amount, these two fields are visible. So let's put that account type field is the checking, and then amount I am putting 100 and or maybe 1000, and click create options, and you can see account type is sitting as a checking. So that way you can add specific field for specific for specific case. If you have any question, let me know in my comment section. Till the time, like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit. Today we'll talk about Hrsd 7 sessions. Last few days we are talking a lot of things in the Hrsd. So I'd suggest if you have not watched my previous video, go and watch my previous video. Today we'll basically talk about the assignment rules, and then last day I talked about that how that it is assigned to a particular user or from the skill. We'll deep dive the skills, how we can set the skill sets, and then how the assignment rule works. So very first thing is that we'll talk about the HR assignment rule and then matching rule one by one, and then we'll talk about that HR skill sets. After talk about the manage HR skills, so once we complete the manage HR skill, we'll talk about the further called escalation HR case, how we can escalate a case from one stage to another stage. Let's say your case in right now in HR tier 1, you can escalate to the tier 2, and you can escalate further tier 3. So how this escalation will be works, and then how the system will automatically change the assignment group and escalated them. So let's see one by one. So without wasting time, let's get started. So very first thing is the let's flip to the ServiceNow. So this is my ServiceNow module, and then here if you type the HR administration, so under the HR administration, if I scroll down, here you will have see that assignment rule. In this assignment rule, you have a first called HR assignment rule. So if I open the HR assignment rules, so you can see this is the assignment rules tables opens, and this is definitely in the code table, in the ServiceNow platform table, where we have defined for HR code case. What it is saying that, let's understand one by one. HR total reward case. It means that any HR total reward case is created under this table will be assigned to the HR tier 1. So if I open here, and we'll understand and deep dive there. So here in this assignment rule, we can define that to whom we should be assigned. So what it is saying that in HR total reward case, it will be applied if the assignment group is empty. So whenever the HR total reward case will be created and that assignment group will be empty, this assignment rule will be worked, and then these two will be assigned directly to the HR tier 1 directly. So we've seen in our past cases that whenever we are creating that HR case, it was going to the HR tier 1. So this is the way it is assigning to the HR tier 1. So if you go back to the script, even you can customize the script, or even you can customize the rules. But I am showing you that how in out of box how the assignment is logic is working right now. So whenever the HR, whenever any HR case will be created, it is all right now going to the HR tier 1. Now if I type here HR case, so if I type here, all the HR case are created last few days will be show here. So if I do a jet to a here and open this HR case, so you can see by default it is assigned to the HR tier 1, and this is the payroll related issues, and then it is assigned to that HR tier 1. Because if I go here and then see the payroll related, it is assigned to the HR tier 1. So that's why it is directly assigned to HR tier 1. If we change these groups and put some other groups, it will be definitely go to that group. So let's change that groups to HR tier 2 and create a payroll related case and see it is going to the HR tier 2 or not. So let's go back to here and then we'll type that create new case here, and we are going to here we'll select that some user. So I'm going to select that able tutor here, and then COE here we'll select the payroll related. So let's say the payroll related, I'll select that, and then and once we select the payroll related, it's asking some information. Last time I show you that we can put the additional, and then we'll click the create new case. It will create a case, and we'll see that it is assigned to the HR tier 2. So this way it can be assigned to that this assignment rule will works. You can change any assignment rule wherever you need by default. Okay. So going back to the HR administration here, our next topic is all about that HR matching rule. We'll talk that further. So HR matching rule, if you see here in the HR matching rule, there are many matching rules related to the HR code case table, and this matching rule will work whenever your case will be in ready state, and then it will be assigned the particular user. So matching rule used to assign per particular user. So let's say the HR total rewards. If I open the HR total rewards, one of this matching rule, and see, understand that what is it is saying. So if you see the matching rule, the matching rule itself is saying that HR or HR total reward case agents by skills and their country. So whenever your assignment group is not empty but assigned to is empty, it means that whenever the state will be changed to the ready and then the assigned to will be empty, that it will be by the resource, whatever the resource, the table is the HR total reward kits, and then based on the resource it will be assigned. So let's see that. So in the resource, what it is saying, it will call to the HR assignment API, that's out of box API, and it will be assigned by country and skills order the least loaded. So based on the skills, payroll skill, and inside this group member, least loaded member will get that who have the least load, he will assign to the particular ticket. So that way the HR payroll, I mean this matching rule will be worked. So if you guys have any question, let me know. The next topic we'll talk about that HR skill management. So under the manage rules, you will be able to see the few modules. The first module is the manage HR role. It have the all the it's basically pointing to the same table, sys user group table, and it have all the HR related group. You can see that HR tier 1, tier 2, all the HR related groups, and then you have the option called manage HR skill. So this will open a UI page where you can see all user. So total you have a 12 user, and if I open the employee center, so these are all are actually the skill. Okay, so employee center is a one skill, this employee relationship is one skill, employee transfer is a one skill, exit interview, these are the skills. Okay, and then if you see here, each skill have a member. So under this employee center, 4 member have a employee center skills, and this member have employee center skill along with the 6 more skill, and these are the skill is available. So this way you can manage their skill, you can add them to a particular skill, and then you can assign to any particular skill, you can under this employees, and let's say this under this hiring, if you want to assign somebody, you can just simply click add and assign or remove, and you can assign somebody into this skill. So this way you can add someone's skills, you can remove someone's skill, something like that. You can just simply click here and then save that, it will be remove the skill, and this way this user will get a new skill, which is the hiring skill. Even you can introduce the new skill, like by clicking the new button, you can create a new skill, and then you can create the skill. So that has to be in global scope. Then you can create the new skill. You can see the skill and skill type and label, everything you can define and create the skill. So this way you can manage your skills, and then you can go back or do further analysis. Okay. The next topic I want to talk about, the escalation rule. What is the escalation rule and how it works? So let's take an example of this case we created, and then once this case is created, the HR, the fulfiller, they can escalate that to this case in case they don't have proper skill, or in case that is you don't have the proper information. So once you click the ready to work, it will assign to some user here, and then after that you can see it have right now HR2 user. Now we have a button called escalation case, or escalate the case. Once you click the escalate case, the HR2, you can see right now we are in the HR2 position, right? So whenever the payroll will be created, it will be assigned to the HR2, and then next where you should go. So if I escalate that and put some that escalate something like that, and click OK, it will be escalate and go back to the further. I mean, it will go to the higher authority, and then you can see it's going to the HR tier 3. So how it is assigning that? Because of that, we have a options called escalation rule, and in this escalation rule, it is designed that from where we should escalate that. So if your current role is the current group is the HR tier 1, if you escalate that, it will go to the HR2. If you are escalate from HR2, it will go to the HR3, and further you don't have escalation option. So if you see here, we escalated the higher level and we don't have any option for escalation. If it was HR1, the escalation button was there, but right now it is not, escalation button is not available, because this, as per escalation table, this is HR3 is the higher level of escalation. So that's it for today. We talk about today mostly the escalation rule, we talk about the HR skills, we talk about the matching rule, we talk about that assignment rule. These are the topics I just want to cover today. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit. Today we'll talk about the HR service configuration. So this is the series of the Hrsd. So this is almost 8 sessions. We discussed a lot of things in previous sessions, that what are the roles as required, how we can do all those stuffs. But today we'll mostly focus that HR service configuration. HR service configuration is a very important topics, because mostly whenever you create a case, you select the HR services, right? So in that case, HR service configuration is a very important factor. So I hope you will like my sessions, but in this case, please listen carefully to each and every steps is very important in the HR service configuration. So without wasting time, let's get started. So very first thing is that before we talk about the HR service configuration, we have to know that what is the HR service. So if I go back here, and then here if I type the HR service, you will be able to see that here HR service configuration, this module. Under this module you can see we do have 48 basically record. Okay, now if I go back here in our previous slide, here we talk about the COE. What is the COE? COE is nothing but extended child table. We talk about the topic category. We talk about the topic details, and then last, the bottom is the HR service, where whenever we are creating the case, so whenever we are going to create a new case, we are just selecting that HS service on the bottom, and based on that HS service, it was generating that particular flow or particular action it is taking that, right? So in that case, HS service is a very important topic, as I mentioned. So once you select the HS service, based on that, your COE will be generated, right? So today we'll talk about that payroll. We are going to create a HS service regarding payroll. So we'll talk one by one. So today, our HR service, that custom HR service, we are going to create that name is the payroll issue. Let's say that it's a payroll issue, and then COE will be the payroll. Okay. What we are going to do here, I'll talk about that HR service configuration first. In the HR service configuration, very first thing is that you have the required role SN HR core admin role. And then, as I mentioned, that if you type the HR service configuration, you will be able to see all the HR services. From there, we have to create the HR service configuration. Now, the very first thing is that, or the important factor is that, if the HR service or the HR services will be available into the employee self-service or in the portal, then you don't need to follow these steps. Remember these steps one more time very carefully. If the HR service are going to be available on your portal or the ESC portal, employee self-service portal, then you don't need to follow these steps. These steps only if the HR service will be available in your native view. In that case, we need to follow this step. If you see here, we already mentioned in the document also, if you are creating a new HR service and plan to make it available on employee self-service, see HR service catalog item configuration. Instead, create a new HR catalog item, automatically create corresponding HR service. So whenever you are going to create, if you are thinking that the HR service will be available into your portal, and then whenever you are going to create a new HR catalog item, it will be automatically create the HR services. So for that, you don't need to create HR service. In that case, it will be duplicate. Okay, but in case if you are looking for only native view, then go for the HR service creation. So we'll do today for the native view. In the HS service configuration, if we type HS service configurations, so basically whenever you create the catalog item HS service, it will automatically insert a one record here. So you don't need to create manually here. But our case, we are going to create a new HS service today. So very first thing, you have to click the new, and it will be open a new form where you can create your new HS service. So very first thing is the HS service name. So in this HS service name, you need to define the HS service name. So for our today's example or today's demo, HS service name, let's assume that HS service name is the payroll issue. So we'll do that payroll issue here, put the name. The value will be automatically populated, like the when you create the field, it's automatically populate. Similarly, the value will be automatically populate. Fulfillment type will come to that point. Here, you need to be select the topic details. So let's select the topic details. And here we will select that payroll here. So we need to be select the payroll related COE, and these are the payroll related COE. So and this is the topic details. We have, once we select the topic details, topic category, and category, this COE will be automatically populated. Okay. So now once you created this one, next thing is that you can see that this active is required definitely. And then we need the open for approval view. These things just select by default whatever it is automatically available. We'll talk that this part later. What does it mean by that? Okay, we'll select this one, and here we'll select this one of these second one. We'll further discuss what does it mean by that. Case options and HR criteria, we don't need to be think about that. Record producer, you don't need to be think about that. HS service additional information, if you want to put some additional information, you can define. Otherwise, you simply just save that. Once you save that, that HS service will be created, and then here the important factor is the template, where we can select the template, and based on the template, it will be create the HS services. Okay, we'll select any of these default template for the time being, and later we will create our own template, and we will discuss about that what is the template and how we can do that. For the time being, we select the very basic and very simple HR case. Now, what will be happen whenever we will create a case with the payroll issue? It will be create a under the payroll table, and it will simply set some of the basic value, and then it will be close that. From where the basic value will be set it, the basic value will be set from the template. So if I open this template, if I open this template, this is the payroll discrepancy template is available, and in this template there is a field called templates. On the template there will be specific value will be set. This value will be basically set to our skill will be set to the payroll. Short description will be the payroll description, and this value will be set to our the whenever the new case will be created. So let's first go and create a new case and see how it will be looks like that. So if I go back here and then we type the create a new case and open that here, and here we will type that able tutor, and here HS services will select that payroll issue, and then once we select the payroll issue, we can select any of this information and then simply create the case. It will be create a case with simple short description and skill. So what skill it will be set? Skill will be set the payroll, and then short description will be payroll description. So let's see that. Once you can see that the HR is created, the case is created, it is under HR payroll case, and then it is opened by user, and the short description is set, the payroll discrepancy and the skill is set as a payroll. These two value, payroll discrepancy and payroll, is coming from the template. And then assignment groups is coming from the assignment rule. We talk about the last sessions, and then once we move to the ready to work based on the skill, match based on the matching rule, it will be assigned to the particular user. This point we already covered that. Now we'll talk about that what other complex things we can create that. Okay, for that we have a very important things called the fulfillment type. So what is the fulfillment type? So we have a fulfillment type is the service activity, workflow, advanced flow. We will talk one by one. So manual is if you see the backend name is a simple, right? So manual, we talk about that the direct value will be copied from the template and it will be pasted, right? We'll talk the service activity later, but we'll talk about after that the workflow. So once you select the workflow name is not coming here. This workflow name will come from the template itself. So you don't this workflow name will be automatically come from the template if you select that. Next, advanced. If you select the advanced is means that service activity plus workflow is the advanced. Okay. Now if I come back to that flow, so once you select the flow, you have the options called flow, and you have to select the flow. Flow means that whenever you is a HR case will be created, that case will be created here. There will be one flow will be attached based on your HR service configuration, and then based on the flow it will be derived, so you don't have to worry about that one. Similarly for workflow also. Okay, now we'll talk about the service activity. What is the service activity? So this is the complex scenario, the service activity. In the service activity, you can generate approval, you can generate the task without without any workflow. You can put the order simply and it will generate the task and approval one by one based on your configuration. Okay, so we have also options called automatically close case. When you click that, it will come to two fields. These two fields are simply help you to when these things will be automatically closed. You have two options. All to-dos are completed, means that all action needs to be taken care. If you see here, it's backend name is showing actually because I have this and utils installed. So this is it will show that all the task needs to be completed properly, or only the mandatory to-dos needs to be completed. Then this the HR case will be closed. That you can define here. And here close offset. Close offset means that after number of days after taking these to-dos, how many days it will be wait, and then it will become, it will be automatically complete. So it will be 2 days, 5 days, 7 days. After that, it will be automatically complete that. Okay, we talk about that case creation, service configuration. So if you need any specific fields, in last we talk about, if you need any specific fields, you can select that case creation configuration. Okay, if you have not checked that, please go and watch that previous. Now we'll talk about that. We talked almost all the field: name field, value field. We talk about the fulfillment type. We are going to cover the service activity later. We'll talk about the topic details, category, COE, automatic close case. These are the things we talk about. Now we'll talk about that record producer. Record producer means that this catalog item or this HR service will be available into the portal. In that case, we need the record producer. We'll talk about the further whenever we'll create the catalog services from that there. Now we'll talk about the case creation. So in the case creations, I will deep dive further, but I'll talk about in the simple language. Then the case creations. If you see in this payroll issues, you might need to ask your user that attach some documents, right? In that case, we can select here, and then there are we will create maybe other HR service options, but you can see that there will be many uh, you know HS service options. Automatically create draft document, do not default subject person, skip auto sign. These are the options that are there. It will automatically do some actions. Let's say it will generate some documents, or maybe it will ask some extra documents. These things can be done by HS service options. Now HR criteria. So like in the record producer, we have a user criteria. In the user criteria, we know that for which user that catalog item will be available. Similarly, for HR criteria, we can define that for which user this HR case will be available. So we can say that all non-US users. For all non-US user, the HR criteria will be created. Okay, you can define that, or else you can create also in your own HR criteria. Okay, open for, and then subject person task assign. We'll talk about this later. And then finally, we'll talk about that here checklist, where using the checklist you can create some of the checklists that whenever someone going to fulfill this requirement, or whenever the HR case will be created. In the HR case, there is options called checklist. In this checklist, what are the checklists needs to be followed, you can define here. So we'll check that attachment is available or not, attachment. And then next checklist will do that highlight the issue. So these are the checklists we are going to check from the further. Okay, and next things we'll talk about the HR service activity in our next sessions. But in these sessions, if you see here, whenever the HR case is created, there was no approvals, or there is no task at that moment. But using that for the simple language, using that service activity without creating workflow, you can create multiple tasks, multiple approval. We'll do that the things in our next session. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit. We are talking about the Hrsd series. So this is the 9th session of the Hrsd series. So last day we talked about the HR service configuration, and we configure the basic configuration, and we use the existing template. But today we'll mostly focus on the HR template, and then we'll talk about the further, because the HR template will be interrelated on the service configuration. So we'll talk about that one. So last day we created these HR services. If you have not watched my previous video, go and watch my previous video. And in these HR services, we are using the existing template called payroll discrepancy. And then I talked that we can, instead of basic or manual, we can change to that service activity, and we can generate the approvals, and we can, we can generate the approvals, and we can do a lot of stuffs. Even we can generate the task also, right? So today we'll talk about first HR template, because this HR template is going to be used in the HR service activity, and we'll process further in our next video. So without wasting time, let's get started. To create the HR template, you can see under the HR administration, you have a options called HR template. If you go back in the HR template, there are a lot of HR template are created. Okay. If I group by the table, there will be many tables. If you see that HN, SNHR court case operation, SNHR court case payroll relation, and also we have a SNHR court task. So to assume in a bigger picture, HR template will be divided into two parts. One is the for SN court case task, another will be in the SN court case table, or maybe the COE table. If you see here in this HR services, if we select this is our HR core services, and in this HR core services we have a fulfillment type manual, and the manual, when we select the manual, this HR template, whatever value is there, it will be copy and paste there, right? So, and then for which table I should create a template for, the payroll table, I should create a template, right? But similarly, as this is my service activity, and if we want to create a task from these HS services, we also need the template. So basically, you can say that HR template is divided into two parts. One is for the COE, another for the task. So let's first create a HR template, and I'll explain one by one. So very first thing, to create the HR template, you have to click new here, and when you click the new template, by default it's like a incident 0, 1, 2, something like that. It keep on increasing. Similarly, name also can be keep on increasing. So you can say definitely name. So I'll put that payroll issue. Okay, so this is my template name. Here I'll put the table name. In our case, we'll select that payroll case, because this template will be applied to these HR services, right? In that case, I'm going to select the table, and then simply I'll not go by all these details. I'll click the submit. Okay, and I'll show you that how it will look like that. Once you submit that, and if I ungroup here, our new template will be created, and if I open here, it will be open in a different view. Okay, previously it was in classic view, now it is showing in a different view. So in this view, you can see that you have option called switch to classic. By that, you can go back to the previous view that you are seeing. Okay, but if you click the switch to new UI, it will be changed to the different view. And in this view, it will show you the name, it will show you the COE, you can set the short description. I'll say that here, payroll issue. Okay. Now here you have a options called assignment type. So in that assignment type, you can define that to whom this task will be assigned. So in that case, you can set the skilled so which skill you want to set, and then you can select that assignment group also. Okay, or else if you select the named user, you can define that to whom this task should be assigned directly. So some cases, if you see here in our previous case, is directly assigned to that by our assignment rule. But if you want to override the assignment rule, you can do that. Okay, you can select this one. Okay, so you can select that which group you are going to assign, or which user you are going to assign. You can definitely specify that. Okay, If you don't specify, by default it will be go by that HR tier 1, so it will be assigned to the HR tier 1. Now here, if you want to set any additional fields, you can define here. So let's say our case, I'm going to define the description, and here I'll say that HR payroll description, payroll issue description, something like that, for the simplicity, and then simply save that. Now our this payroll or this HR template is ready. In our here in this template, we can say that payroll, we can select the payroll issue right now and save that. Going back again, HR template, I'm going to open that HR template again. In this HR template, if you see here, it will take some time. Now what I am going to here, I am going to select the here skill. So I will select the different skill. So let's say here I'll select that HR benefits skill for the time being, and here I'll select that HR admin group. So and then update that and see that the HR using the HR template, it can assign to particular particular group or not. So going back here, I'm going to create a new case again, create new case, and then here I'll create a simply new case here. So I'll select that user, and here I'll select that payroll issue and simply submit the case and see that it is going to assign to the particular group or not. So now you can see it assigned to that HR admin, the skill is the HR benefits, and then short description is setting the payroll issues. So this way you can design your template and you can keep on working on that. So that the one template, HR template, and using that HR template you can keep playing on your fields and everything. So even if you want to set some specific value, you can set the specific value, but these fields has to be present under HR code case or the specific COE table, like the payroll case, right? So that field should be present either code case table or payroll table. One more thing, that you should not keep switching the classic UI and the normal UI. So sometimes you are switching. I see the personally the ServiceNow is clearing some of the fields, so do not switch multiple times either in classic view or in your normal view. You should always stick to the one of the view, and you can use that. Also, if you have, see here, use global description translation. If you add here, you can put some description, and then this is used for the translations purpose. So if you want to use the translation, you can use that, and then here you can set any of this value which is present to that parent table or the child table. So that's it for today. I want to talk about the HR template. This HR template is for the COE. Similar HR template we can create for the task, but there will be new specific field will be there, and that will be used to generate the task. We'll talk about in our upcoming video. That's it for today. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit. We are talking about the Hrsd series, and this is the 10th session of the Hrsd series. And in these sessions, we'll talk about the service activity. And using the service activity, as I mentioned earlier, we can generate the approval, you can generate the task, you can generate the child HR services. So we'll know one by one. If you see here in the last sessions, we talk about the HR template, and then from there we created a HR service, and the HR service name is a payroll issue. And in the HR services, we select the fulfillment type is a service activity, and once we select the fulfillment type equal to service activity, in the bottom you will be able to see one service activity related list in the bottom. Based on the order, it will be keep generating the task, keep going to generate the approvals. We'll see one by one how it works, and then we will discuss further. Okay, so without wasting time, let's get started. So first I'm going to show that a HR case. So I'll type the HR case and then open any of this HR case that was generating last few days. So let's say I'll open this payroll HR case here, and then whenever we are creating the HR case, it is generating assignment groups, right? So let's say the first approval we are needed from the assignment group manager. So we'll select this particular user called this user, and this group manager is the HR tier group manager is the this user. So whenever the first task will be generated, the first approval will go to the manager of this the assignment groups. That will be the first task, and then second we are going to create a task where we can take the some input from the user. So let's start one by one. So very first thing is that in the HR service activity, I'm going to create a new HR service activity. And in this new HR service activity, I have to define that which type of service activity I am going to declare. In our case, the first I'll generate a approval. So once I select the approval, you can see the activity name is approval. And here I'll define that, group manager, assignment group manager approval. So this will be generated the first approval, and here we will select the order equal to 10. The next thing is that missing any approver. So if the approver is some case it's missing, what will be happen? So that is defined missing any approvers. If in case any approver is missing, what will be happen? So it's mentioned the skip missing, or else you can select the replacement. Instead of replacement, you can put some replacement here. We'll set as it is the skip missing all approvals. So you can define that the select a replacement or close incomplete, something like that. So wait for it will be wait until unless anyone is approved or all the member or first response for anyone. So what is the your preference? You can define here. Our case, let's say if the manager is approved, I mean anyone is approved, it will be go to the further steps. And here on the rejection, you have a options called resubmit of approvals and close incomplete. Resubmit of approvals means if somebody rejected the case, the whoever is a generator, they can resubmit again. So I'll show you that. Now, who will be approver? You can define directly the approver name. I mean, if approver group directly here, you can select that. Otherwise, you can directly select any of these user from here. In this case, you can directly select the user, or else our case, what we are assuming that from the assignment group, we'll pick the manager and then set the approval. So let's do that. So for that, I'll just minimize that and then select here, and I'll open this approver from case, and then here I can select a particular case here. So specifically, some approver. So our case, I cannot see that assignment group manager. I can see the opened by manager or subject person manager or subject person manager or opened for manager. So let's assume or let's create here. I'll create here, and then in this case the table the name will be here. Our case is the let's say assignment group manager. So that will be the name, and here our case is the payroll. We have to select the case name is payroll, and here we have to select the field. In our case, assignment groups, and then inside that we have a manager. So assignment group manager will be our target person. So if in case that here is the out of box is available approvers from, in case if it is not available, you can create your own. I just created that assignment group, and it can be leveraged in future also. That is done. We will just submit that. So the first activity is that it will generate a approval for assignment group manager. So that activity is done. Let's go back to that our HR services, and you can see the bottom we have a one approvals activity, and then that is order is a 10. Next activity we are going to create that the activity name is that task. In the task we are going to you have to define the template and you have to put the name. So we'll say the name is the verify the checklist. So verify checklist. Okay, so this will be our first task, and here we have to be select the HR template. In case you don't have the HR template, we need to be create that. In last video I talk, if you talk regarding that how we can create the HR template. I'll select the order is 20 and then I'm going to create a HR template. For the HR template, you have to type the HR template here and you have to be open this HR template. I'm going to create a HR template here, name called HR payroll task checklist. Okay, so this will be our um, the template name, and here I'll select the payroll. I'll select the task, HR task, because as I mentioned that if we want to do for payroll, you can do. Otherwise, for task generation, you have to select the HR task. Owning group, I'll say the payroll. So basically, owning group is the person who is going to manage this template in future, and then I'll simply submit that one. Once I submit that, I'll open again. So as I mentioned earlier also in my last session, that HR template, whenever you open this template, it will be open in a template view instead of classic view. Let's open that. Now, whenever you open the second time, you can see that this is how it looks like that. Here you can put the short description. I'll put the same short description. And here you can see the optional. Optional means that this task can be optional or this task can be mandatory. So our case, let's assume that this is a mandatory task, and here we have that various type of HR task type. So what are the tasks we can do from a user? We can collect some user input from the user. We can check the checklist. We can take the signature. We can mark as a complete, something like that. You can take the survey. We can ask the user to upload some document. We can put the URL, video, something like that. So our case, it's a checklist. We'll select the checklist, and here we'll define the checklist name. So let's assume the checklist name is called something like that. These are the things you can create that. And here assignment type, who to whom we should assign this task. So let's say if you see that whenever the task will be created, you have employee or fulfiller to whom we are going to assign this task. So our case, let's assume that the fulfiller is going to assign, and then by default you can see the check is the parent case assigned to. So from the parent case it will be inherited. Otherwise, if you want to specify some user, you can specify. Let's say let's assume that this task will be assigned, the first task will be assigned to the whoever is the assigned to. So we'll select that assigned to. So we'll check from the assigned to, and then what will be the task state, we will mark as a ready state, and then you can see all the stuff is done. We'll just submit that. So this will be our now here in this case we are going to say that HR payroll. Here we will select this one and then submit. Okay, so now if I go back here in our HR services, let's go back to the HR service. So in this HR service, we have a first task is the approval and second task is a task. So let's go back here and then create a case and see how it is working. So we click here, and then here I'll select the able tutor as per our so far we are doing. Here we will select the HR service equal to payroll issue, and then here we'll select the payroll issue and simply create that case. So once we click the create the case, it will simply create the case and it will be assigned to a particular groups. So this is assigned to a particular groups, and then if I open these groups, this group have a some manager is the alien Morton. So this user have that manager. Now at that moment we don't have any approvals. You can see we don't have any approvals, and there is no approval tab is available. Here we have the similar case, similar kind of case, and we have that user who opened similar kind of case. So now we'll click ready to work, ready for work. So once we'll select the ready for work, as per our activity, it should generate the first approval. So very first thing, it's assigned some user based on this assignment group, and once it is assigned, it should generate some approval. So let's refresh the form one more time. Now you can see there is a one field available that is called approval, and then approval is but called requested. And if I scroll down, there is a one approval is generated, and this approval generated for the assignment group manager. So that's per our expected. So once we approve that, as per the next requirement, it will generate a task for the user. So let's approve this one. Once the approval is approved, if I go back to here, and then if I scroll down, there is a one task is assigned to a user who is the assigned to member. So this user is right now, this is the user. They can open this task and they can fulfillment all this checklist and complete that. Basically these things happens for from the portal. So I'll open this impersonate that user who is assigned to, and open the portal. So let's impersonate the user first. So this is the portal. So now you can see in the portal how it looks like. In the top there will be a username, and here there will be a to-do list. Once you click the to-dos list, you can see that all the open task which is assigned to you and all these tasks you have completed. So far this user doesn't have completed any of these tasks. So if I open this task, so somehow the user cannot see here from this button. So probably they should have something is needed. Normally they should have these options to mark this complete. But going back to the platform, if I go back to the platform and open this task for the user, they have a options called start work. Once they click the start work, this task will be started, and then they have a button clause called close complete, close incomplete button. So where they can close complete or close incomplete. By default this checklist should came up, but some reason this checklist is not available here. We have to check that, but again the task can be close complete here. So here you can define the work notes, it's done, something like that, and mark OK, and simply close that. So now our task is closed, and then if I go back to the HR task, it's still in the ready state because we have not defined anything. We have not defined that what steps needs to be taken care after that. So basically in that way we can create that approval, and we can create the task, and we can take the we can complete the task. So that's it for today. In next video we'll talk about few more things. So thank you very much. Have a great day. This is the 11th session of the Hrsd, and in this session we will talk about that how we can do the e-signature in the HR task. So in the last task, in some reason that checklist was not working, and that portal it was not working. So today we'll do one scenario here. So let's say the peoples who are in this, who are having the issue in the payroll case. So he upload some information. After that, we thought that the agent needs to be signing his document with the digital signature within the e-signature. We'll do that steps today. So without wasting time, let's get started. So if I open this HR task, and then this was the task that we opened the last time, I guess. And these tasks have one approver. Once approved, it is going to task is going to create, and we are having some issues, we are unable to complete the checklist, right? So today we are going to create two more tasks. In one task we will take some information from the user, and the another task will take another information from the HR. So let's get see how we can doing that. So very first thing in our here, what we'll do, we are going to HR template, and we are going to create some of the HR template. So this HR template we have created in our last class. So in this HR template, there was some issues. Some due to some reason, the checklist was not properly updated, and that's the reason we are unable to make close complete on the port from the portal. So that's fine. I just updated the checklist here and then saved that, and it started working. I'll create two more tasks. The very first thing is that I'll create one template called HR payroll issue um, user document upload. So this will be one of the tasks, and in this task we are going to take some information, or we are asking some information from the user. So what we'll do in this case, we are going to type the HR task or all the template, and then we'll click the submit. Once I submit, I'll open this task again, this template again, and in this template, to whom we should be assigned. So this task should be assigned to the parent case opened by who will be open, and here we can set the due date. So based on the task assignment date, we can set that. So I'll set that 1 day, okay, and the state will be the draft state. And HR task, we will select that upload document. Okay, so in this case, we'll ask some of the information from the user, and we'll click the save. This template is successfully saved. Here we can put the short description also. We'll put that and save the short description. So this template is set. And after a user will upload the document, some documents, what we'll do, we are going to create another task or another template. That name is HR payroll, HR signature, something like that. Here we will put the HR task and then click submit. So what we'll do, here we are going to put here that short description equal to HR signature, and then this case we are going to select that e-signature. So what we did last time checklist, and after that we did the upload document. Now we are going to create a task with that e-signature, and in this e-signature, once we select the e-signature, in the addition to whom it should be assigned. So let's say we are going to assign a particular user. So we'll put this user as a do the signature. Okay, state will be the ready state, and here in the additional field we have a field called e-signature template. We are going to select the e-signature template equal to corporate credit card agreement. So this signature will do that, and then simply save that. Okay, so this HR template also saved. So these two HR template is saved. Now what we'll do, I'll go to the HR services here, and under the HR services, HR service configuration, we'll search that payroll issue. And this is the payroll issue HR services we have created, and these have the two tasks. We are going to create two more tasks. So first task we are going to create that the task is that here we'll type the HR payroll user document upload, and then this time order will be 30. One more document we are going to create. So let's do that. Here we are going to create task, and here we'll put that HR payroll HR signature, and this will be 40. Now pretty much our HR services is ready. What I'll do, I'll raise a request, and then we'll see that it's working or not. So let's first create a request. So create a new request. I cannot raise these HR services from the portal because this is not available into the portal. that record producer is empty. So in the future we'll do that, but at that moment I cannot raise the request so from the portal. So what I'll do, create a new case, and I am going to create a new case here. In this case, my user is the able tutor, and then we will select the payroll issue here, and then create a case. So in that case, first it will be created in a draft state. This state is in a draft state because, as I mentioned, from the portal it will be in a directly ready state, and from the native it will be created in the draft state. After that, we will select the ready to work, and it will be assigned, and it will be generate a approval. So let's do that. So it is ready to work, and it is assigned to this user, and it's generate approval. So now I'll impersonate the user, and I'll show you the complete flow in a portal. Okay, so I'll just open this and impersonate this user. So this user is impersonated, and now if I open the ESC portal here, in the ESC portal you can see there is a to-dos. So in this to-dos, if I open that, there is a open and complete sections. As I mentioned, open sections, it is showing the current HR case number, which is nothing but this is the case number which we just generated and in the requested state. So I am going to approve this. So I'll say okay and approve that. So that's the first steps. So this HR services is approved. Now I'll refresh to I'll end the impersonation and refresh. So let's refresh our HR service as admin. Once I approve that, approval is approved, and you can see this is approved, and one task is generated, and this task is assigned basically this user. I'll impersonate this user and show you that how it looks like into the portal. So here I just impersonate that user, and we will open this ESC portal. Again, in this to-dos list, we can see that we have a one task. You can see this task is assigned to me, and this is the HR task. What I have to do, this is a checklist task. We have to check that it's everything is working properly or not. As per the checklist, it's perfectly fine or not. We mark that check all the document and mark as a complete. So once we mark as a complete, it means that this task is done. Previously, we were unable to see complete button because the checklist was not properly created on the template. Now I will end the impersonation and see to whom this task is moved. So I'll end the impersonation. Now you can see it is generated one task which is assigned to the able tutor, and this is for the document upload purpose. So I'll impersonate that able tutor and see. Able tutor probably need that access for ESC because he don't have, I guess he don't have the role, but let's see. I'll impersonate the able tutor, and yeah, he have the access. If I go back to the to-dos reel, to-dos here, the first task that is created 1007. Now if you see that this is the 1007, and I cannot mark complete unless I attach some document. So once I will attach the document, then only I will be able to complete this task. Okay, so let me attach some document here. So in that way you can get some input from the user. Even you can chat here, you can send some message here, but here you have to have attached some doc. I just simply attach a document. It will be shown here in a moment. This document is attached, and now you can see that complete button is visible, and I can mark the complete. Even if I go back to the history, in the history I can see that all the history. I'll simply complete this task. Okay, so this task is complete. Now go back to that end user. Now end the impersonation and see which stage we are in this task. Now finally there is a task is generated for Abraham Lincoln to put the signature. I'll impersonate that user too and see how it looks like. So I'll impersonate that user here and open the ESC portal. So this is the ESC portal. If I click the to dos here, he need to be put the signature on particular document, and if I open this document, the document will be completely visible. Here your name will be printed and your signature will be printed here, and then you can type your name, and then in the bottom there is a accept and complete button. Cannot see because it's a, and here you can draw your signature. So let's say I'll draw my name here. So we'll draw my name here. In case if you don't like, you can say, and then click accept and complete. So once we click the accept and complete, this document will be attached to that HR task. So all this our process is done. You can see that our document signature, e-signature also done. Let's go back and see finally what happens to our HR case. So I'll end the impersonation. You can see these tasks also completed. All the tasks are basically completed, and we have a specific time. On the specific time, this HR case will be automatically complete after 2 days. And during during the task, whatever attachment we have attached, all are actually present to our HR case. So this is this is the image we have attached. If I open to this here also this signature, you can see your signature is attached. So the task is attached, has been completed into the parent case. I'll simply open this record, and it detects that the document is successfully signature. So in this way you can take you can take that user signature also. So that's it all about today. Thank you very much. Have a great day. In next session we'll talk about few more things. So till the time, please share, like and comments in my video. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the 12th session of the Hrsd series. Today we'll talk about the HR catalog. So last few days we talked about a lot of things. So if you have not guys watched my previous video, I would suggest go and watch my previous video. Also, some of the people are asked me one to one that they need that these documents that PPT that I'm referring. So if you need this PPT, I have my own website called snowexpert Rohit. You can go and download it or check from there. So if you see here in this my website, there is a section called documentation. If you go to the documentation, I have uploaded the HRSD documentation. You can go and then check from there whatever things you needed. So it's already there. You can get complete documentation from there. Okay. So without wasting time, let's get started the HR catalog today. So HRSD HR catalog is nothing but that catalog item will be available into the ESC portal. We talk about that. And HR catalog, whenever we create the HR catalog, it will automatically generate the HR services. So if we are planning to available some of the catalog item in the ESC portal HR catalog item, then we should not create the HR services. Automatically the HR services will be created and further process steps we can done. Okay, and HR catalog is nothing but it's a record producer, still a record producer, which is extending to the SCCAD item table, and it will be generate that a record producer, but in a completely new view in the UI view. Okay, so let's see in that our ServiceNow how we can do that HR catalog item. So in the ServiceNow instance, if you type the HR catalog here, you have your options called manage HR catalog. If you simply click that, all the catalog item that is present for HR item will be available. So these are the catalog item are available, and these are the categories we have right now. If you see, we have a payroll category, in a visa category, HR services, HR systems, general. These are the categories we have. Okay, so if you want to create a new category, definitely you can go and create a new category here. And even you can, each category have a catalog item. You can see that this catalog item belongs to only one category. You can plan one catalog item to the multiple categories also. You can remove the catalog item from this category by these options also. Okay, so today we are going to create a new catalog item, and we'll see that how this catalog item, by creating the catalog item, how it will be available in the ESC portal, and how these will be generate the HR services, and what are the HR services can be configured. So the very first thing, I'll go and open the ESC portal and show you that this catalog item. So ESC portal or employee self-service catalog item, here you can see you have your options called catalog item, and where you can directly go and check all the catalog item. So simply I'll click here, or else you can search in the tops to get that. So I'll simply click the catalog item. Once we click the catalog item, it will redirect to the ESC SC catalog item. And here you can see all this category that we are talking here is available. So let's see the payroll category. If you see that this is the payroll category, under this payroll, uh, we have four catalog item, and if I go back to that another payroll, we have the four catalog item. This way it is determined. In these benefits, we have 22 catalog item. So if I see here in this, somehow it should be, there are more 15 categories here. So this is the benefit sections, and in these benefit sections we have all these catalog item. Okay, so these all are catalog item. We are going to create a new catalog item, and I'll show you that how it is generating the HR services. So if I here go to the HR services, HR service configuration. Right now we have the HR services is 50. So if I create one catalog item, as I mentioned, it will be generate one HR services. It means that there will be one increment here. So let's go back here, and under the benefits, I'm going to create one catalog item called gift card issue or something like that. So I'll create a new catalog item. Here it is asking me for name. So I'll put that gift card issue, and short description, I'll put the gift card issue short description. Okay, here we have a case type, and in this case type, it is asking that case type means that which will be our COE for gift card. Okay, so our case, let's select the total reward. So basically, as I mentioned, that COE is nothing but a extended of this HR case parent table. So it will have that all these child table name. So total rewards will be the table name whenever the case will be created. Topic category, we have decided that should we go to the benefits, and topic details, whatever details you think that it should be, you can define that. Assignment groups, so let's say that we will say that HR benefits for the time being, and priority will set as a low, and then simply click the submit. You can create the publish, but creating the publish means that it will be create one the catalog item will be published and activated at that moment. But if you see here, it is showing the gray, it means that it is inactive, and you can still edit that. Okay, so let's see the HR services and see it is available or not. So if I refresh here, you can see one HR services is getting created, and then if I search with the HR service name called gift card, you can see this is gift card HR services gets created, and then these have a service table is the total reward, nothing but say COE is selected that there. So if I open that, it have all these details called value, the fulfillment type is manual, COE is selected, template also get created for that, record producer also created. Okay, so let's open the template and see, and this template what are the value they have selected. So you can see that in this value, I selected the assignment group, I selected the priority and short description, everything is set on the template even. Okay, now going back here, you can have still options to edit this catalog item, and then edit case template. You can edit the template. So first I'll edit this one, edit this catalog item. Once you click the edit, it will directly land to the record producer, and you can see that record producer is still in inactive situation. You can enact, you can make it active if you want, and you can get a couple of you can, if you want, you can create couple of variables, and then if you want to take some input, you can take the input from the user. I'll not go details, much details here. You have your catalog is selected, that HR C, and then here the catalog category is the benefits category, and that's it. I mean, all that thing. If you want to take any additional input, you can take that here in the variables. So let's say I'll create one variables. I'll put that details description, something like that. And in these detailed descriptions, I'll map to a field called descriptions we have available. So I'll map to that description. So if you see here, I'll put the description field here. So we have a two type of description. One is the descriptions, and then the rich text description. I'll set that description only and then submit that. So nothing else I am doing here. Going back to that, again, manage Eject catalog item. And here we have, this is completely UI page, which is showing in a good way that all the catalog item. And here if I go back to the gift card, and here you can click that edit case template. If you click here, it will open the HR template, and then in this HR template, if you want to set certain fields, you can set that. Basically, um, uh, you can do whatever you need, whatever value you want to set that. Okay, these things can be directly, you can directly go back to the HR service and go to the HR template, and you can do whatever things you needed, right? So going back, I'm just going to activate this catalog item right now. So I'll go here and click the edit and activate that catalog item, and see that it will be available. I will show you that it will be available into that our portal. So I'll click the active and then simply save that. Now this catalog item is activated. If I go back to here in the portal and search with our catalog item called gift card, I should be able to see that. So let's load more, and there are a few more catalog items available. And where is our catalog item? So this is the gift card issue, that catalog item we have created. And this catalog item definitely have one variables we have created called detailed descriptions. Once we submit that, it will generate a HR case. So instead of backend, it will be created that I mean, from the portal we can create the our HR case. Okay, now going back to this HR case, if I open this HR case here, so in this HR case, you can see the short description is set it. So gift card issue for the administrator name, and then here it is assigned to that HR benefits. And as I mentioned, that if you create the HR case from the portal, it will be directly in the steady state. And as it is in ready state, based on this assignment group, it will be assigned to a person. So that's how it is working. The record producer, we map the variables to the description. So whatever details we have provided during the creation of the HR case, it is added to the description. Okay, so that's how you can create the HR case, and then from the HR case you can uh, from the HR catalog item, you can create the HR case to that particular table. If you see in the top URL, the table name is the total rewards. Here also you can see the table name is the total rewards, because during the HR catalog creation, we have selected that HR type is the total rewards case. In that case, the case which HR case which is created under the total rewards table. So that's all about. Now if I go back to that here in this HR services, I just want to cover two things. One is the HR criteria. What is the HR criteria? And there is two mandatory field which is not set. We'll talk about this one later. Let's select this one. We'll discuss this point later. Okay. So if we see that HR criteria, what is the HR criteria? HR criteria is nothing but the who should be able to view this HR catalog, who should be able to see these HR services from the native view, that we call the HR criteria, and even who should be able to see that case, that is we call HR criteria. So if you see that document here, what is the HR criteria? HR criteria defines that the audience for the HR content, services, or the case. So the audience of that who should be able to access this HR case or services, and that is the HR criteria. You can make the information available to or create the HR case for the specific group, individuals, or all employees using the HR criteria. So by creating the HR criteria, you can define that to whom this HR case or these create these HR services will be available. You can define that by creating the HR criteria. So we are going to create a HR criteria today. So let's click here, and then there are a lot of HR criteria already there. You can create any of this HR criteria. So let's say I will define that HR criteria is the admin only, something like that, and submit. Once you create the HR criteria will be available and it will be automatically attached to that. Let's go back to the HR criteria and see how what additional things we need to be configured. Under this HR criteria, you have a options called conditions. So where you need to be put the conditions. So I am going to put the condition here. So I'll click the new here, and maybe you can define that to which user or which condition you want to apply for HR criteria. Okay, so let's say that the profile, so 573 profile is there, right? So you can define any of this filter and make that department is the IT, right? So department equal to IT, they should be available, they should be able to see that. So I'll say that depart. So only IT department should be here. User column, we will select the user and save that record. So in that case, this HR case will be only available for IT person. Okay. Even if you want to make it that for only admin, this case you can query to that user role, and then you can do that. Okay. So let's go back to that user criteria again. HR criteria. So this HR criteria is applied here. Now you can convert this HR criteria to the user criteria. What is the user criteria? So user criteria is nothing but a criteria to see any knowledge article or any of this catalog item. So in this case, we have created one catalog item, right? So if I go back to that HR catalog here and open our catalog item, under these benefits we have a catalog item gift cards. If you click edit, this catalog item is right now available for everyone. If you see here, we have options called available for. This available for is nothing, nobody is at that moment available for. It means that this catalog item is available for everyone. Anyone can create that. But if we can convert here, we can actually add the user criteria. Okay, for that, what we have to do, this HR criteria can be converted as a user criteria. User criteria is created, and if I go back here and then click available for, and here I can see all these user criteria along with the newly created user criteria. So this is the user criteria which is created right now. I'll just add that so that this catalog item will be available only for that particular user, like department is the IT. And now if I go back and open this user criteria, I'll show you that what it is showing right now. So it have some script, and then that script have a automatically this one. So this way you can create the user criteria, you can create the you can HR criteria, you can convert HR criteria to the user criteria, and then attach to a particular catalog item. You can create the HR catalog item. That catalog item will generate the HR services, and then from there you can do a lot of stuff. If you need any additional changes on your HR services, you can still go to that HR service configuration, and as per our previous video, whatever we have did, um, you can still customize that to attach the service activity, to attach the workflow. You can still make these changes, and then only you can activate that. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you guys like my video. Thank you very much. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit, and this is the 13th session of the Hrsd series, and today we'll talk about the configuration. So this is the very minor things, but it can help you to for the lot of development time. Okay, so let's understand what does it mean by that. So in this HR services, if you see here, our COE is the HR total rewards. And then we selected the open for or approver view, and subject person or task assign view was blank somehow, right? It was mandatory field, but there is no value and it was blank. Okay. So if I open this record, these have also one field which is called COE, and this is the HR core case which is not matches in our COE, right? So let's open this configuration table, and we are going to create one configuration for our case. Okay. So I'll go here and this HR, I'll go back to that HR services again, and I'll create one more configuration here in the next tab. In this tab, you can see there are 4 configuration is already there, and these 4 configuration are actually in the core case table. Core case table. Our case, it's completely different. It's a coming from the total rewards. So we select that table equal to HR total rewards. Okay, and here we will say that total gift card issue or something like that. Gift card total rewards. Okay, and save that. We have a custom title. You can uncheck that, and you can add basically we have a 3 tabs, and what these 3 tabs help you one by one, I'll tell you that. So whenever you order a catalog item or HR catalog item, last time you see that you will have in the top called title row, and this title row is nothing but this title row will come from here. Okay, so if you want to put any custom title, you can put the custom title. Otherwise, you can select couple of fields from there. You can get that. So our case, let's say that we will say HR service, and then we'll select the short description from there. So let's come from here only, short description, and then we will add that open for, and then we'll say the name here. Okay, so these are the fields we are going to add that in this case. So we'll just save that. Next, you will see the person row and then details row. We'll talk about this one by one. So in the person row, we have a total 6 options, and the details row we have also the 6 options. So we can show you the 6 details, and then person row can show you the 6 details. What is the person row? From the person row is nothing but it after you raise the request, there will be one field called there will be some pictures. Okay, so this is the person row, and then bottom there will be one details row that is coming from the details row. So we have total 3 tabs, and 3 tabs have you can see highlighted in a different purpose they are going to be used. So our person row, we will select that here open for. Okay, and here that's it. We are not going to show that nothing else. The details row will show you that show the details description maybe. So we'll select the descriptions here. Okay, so we'll select the description here, and I guess we have two type of descriptions. I'll select as only description and save that. Okay, so these things are done. Now if I go back to that open for here, I'll select this one, and here also the same thing. Okay, and save that. So these two can be same, and it is pointing to the same table. One for open for person or approver, another for the task assignee and subject person. You understand that what does it mean by that? So whoever will be open the portal, based on their user, what is the user, it will be show. If you want to show different view, you can show the different view. Okay, now let's order this one of this HR catalog and see how it will be looks like that. So in this HR ESC portal, if you see, our catalog item was available under this benefits and gift card. I am going to raise a request called paste details and save that. And some reason it is showing the sorry, either the data does not exist or you don't have access. So the reason behind that, we have added the HR criteria is the department equal to IT. I guess I don't have that department. I'll remove the HR criteria and simply refresh that. I'll submit one more time. Here we go. Now you can see here, we can see this is the options that we are talking about. The first option is coming from the title, and this title is nothing but here we have a short description and then open for name. So this is my name and the short description, and this is nothing but I guess coming from here all we have a open for, showing the image is showing for the open for image. And then last, it is not showing the yeah, so if you see that additional details here, you can see the details description that we have selected under the details description. Now if you want to put some custom value, you can put that, like you can select that and then you can show that custom value. So in that way, without touching that portal code, you can just go and configure that. And the person who is opening, so let's say I am the open for me, I can change this view. For different person, I can change the view. That is completely can be customizable. You can understand that. So that's it for today. I hope this will be enjoyable. If you like my video, please share, subscribe, and hit the bell icon on the channel. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I am Rohit. Today we'll talk about the to-dos configuration on the Hrsd series. So this is the 14 sessions of the Hrsd series. In this series, we'll talk about the to-dos configuration, how we can use the to-dos configuration, and this is mostly for the portal, ESC portal. So without wasting time, let's get started. In the HRSD module, whenever you open that ESC portal, so this is our ESC portal, you can see in the top we have a to-dos options, and these to-do have basically two tabs. One is the open and that is the complete. So these two tab have in this two tab you will get the many requests. There will be approvals, there will be HR task, HR services, there will be many case will be came up, and these to do's in this top there will be count that how many tasks is pending to you, how many tasks is in open to you. Okay, so in order to configure that, you can go and configure that so that any kind of task can be visible under to do's module in either in complete tab or in the closed tab. So let's understand how out of box giving to you so that you can modify in case you need it. Okay, so if you go back to that left navigations in the ServiceNow and here type that HR administration, under the HR administration, if you scroll down, so there will be one, the service portal module. In this service portal module, we have a to-dos configuration and the HR case header configuration. HR case header configuration we already covered as part of our last video, the configuration, how we can do the configuration. But today we'll talk about the to-dos configuration. So if I open the to-dos configuration, basically you will be able to see the tab, one, I mean couple of fields basically. The one is the name, tables, condition, tab, and active or not. Okay. Now if I group by with the tab, you will be able to see two groups. One is the open group, another is the closed group. It means that whenever you open the DSC portal and to-dos, click that, to-dos have a two tab by default. So in that case, in your ServiceNow, they are providing two tabs. One is the complete tab, another is the open tab. And why each tab have a several record? Because in a to-dos, I want to see the data from this table. Okay, I want to see from the approvals. I want to see from the CD task. I want to see the case, HR task. Couple of tasks. Okay, so I basically want to get, I mean, even if you want to, let's say it's not I mean, it's not a correct example, but if you want to even see the incident in your to-dos list, you can add that to a table equal to incident. That's fine to get, I mean, for technically, if you want to get that data, you can get that. Okay. So basically you have a two tabs, and in two tabs, whatever kind of data you want to see, you can see that. The number of here will be show always the open tab count. So if you see here, I have two tasks open and one task is basically completed. But in to-dos tab, I will be able to see only open task count. So that's how the ServiceNow out of box is configured. So here, each and every field can be configured, and whenever you are opening one of these tasks or one of these record, these will render in a several widget by several widget. Okay, for approval you can see that we have a button called approve and reject, but in case of that HR payroll task checklist, we have a different kind of data like mark as a complete, check all documents, something like that, right? So this is I mean these two are several widget. We'll discuss one by one. So very first thing is that I'll open first one of the to-dos configuration. One of the to-dos configuration is the approval. So let's open the existing one, and then definitely we are going to create a new one. Under a to-dos configuration, as we are modifying that to-dos configuration, which is part of the portal, so they have created there is another application called HR resource portal. So you have to change your application to the HR resource portal, and under HR resource portal, you can see very first thing is the name. Name is the approvals. So that we are talking about, we are looking for the approvals. And secondly, on which table I need to be query, that you have to be defined. So our case, we are going to query on the sys approval table. Now, what should be the condition? That condition is provided here. So I need that kind of data set, and this data will be visible. So that condition is defined here. Now we have a two details. One is the title row and one is the detailed row. Okay. So we'll discuss that. So in the title row, if you see the custom, and it's saying that approval request. So whenever you are, it is coming, it is saying that approval request, right? It's a custom, like each and every approvals it is saying approval request. But if you want to show some specific fields value, so let's say I'll select this one and then I'll change that number. So instead of that, it will show the approval. Let's select the number. I'll show you that. I'll select the number. So in that case, it will, instead of approval for this custom message approve request, it will started showing the HR case number. So now you can see it is started showing the HR case number instead of hard coded value. Okay. Now that is you can define here. Now next thing is the details row. In the details row, we have a approval for short description. Approval for short description, nothing but this is the approval for short descriptions. This is also showing the approval for short description. And Link to task means that whenever you click that, it is going to actually that particular task record, right? So that's the purpose of the link to task. Okay, so if I uncheck this one and simply save that and going back to the to dos and refresh that one more time. So you can see I am not able to click here because this is green mark, but it's not going anywhere because this is actually going to that, a particular, until unless you click that, it won't go. Now, if you here also, you can select any parent fields or you can select the customs and say that approval, something like that. So it will be always static value. It never change. Like the way it was showing on the title row. Now let's refresh that and see how it will be looks like that by custom field. So now you can see we are getting the hard-coded value approval here and the here, and that we have selected that link to cart, so that's the reason it is going to there. Here we have a to-dos widget mapping. So this widget is basically help you to render this data. I mean, whenever you click that, it have a approval details. This pop-up, I mean, this box is coming, and then we have approved reject. This widget is responsible for that showing that app buttons and then that showing that input box. That is the responsible for that one. For task also we have a separate variable, a separate widget that will help you to mark as close, complete, or close incomplete. So if I go back here for the task, we have a mark as complete. So this is the different widget which will be responsible for this one. So if I open this widget, so you can see that completely description, it is saying that this widget is used to approve or reject the to-dos in case the rejection appropriate reason should be provided. Okay, so this is basically for the rejection only or the approval only. So whenever you go back and click the reject, that validations and everything is in place of here. Okay. So that's the way it is configured. In case if you want to modify, or you can, in case you want to add some additional table in the to-dos list, or in case you want additional things, you can do that by going to that to-dos configuration, creating the new, and then definitely the way it is behaving, we normally create two record, one for open and one for closed. For open, whatever is the active record we show, and then once it is done, the action is done, like it is complete, or maybe it is approved for me, or maybe it is complete, we normally show into the completed tab. So we normally create it into two record for to do configuration. One is for open tab, another for closed tab. Here you need to provide the table name and then title row, whatever field you want to visible, or make any static message or any field value if you want to show. The last thing I just want to show you here, how many widgets are used for the to-dos. So that I'll show you that. So if I go to this to-dos configuration right now, and here we have basically to-dos widget mapping. If you see, under this to-dos configuration, we have a to-dos widget mapping, which is actually mapping between this to-dos configuration and the widget. So this is to-dos configuration, and this is the widget. Now let's see how many widgets we have. So if I do the list, by default out of box, whatever widgets they are providing, I'll just show you that. So now you can see total 13 mapping are there, and then if I do group by on the widget, so basically five by default widget are providing by ServiceNow. Based on that, some of the widgets for task activity, they have provided HRM task activity. For HRN inbound task, they have created one widget. For to-dos approval, they have created one widget. For case acceptance, they have created one widget. So several widgets they have created. In case if you don't want to use the out of box, you can create your own widget to make the visible and or make the visibility whatever you think. So that's all about how you can configure quickly. So most of these things are we are covering is that out of box, that whatever they have providing, and what scope you have, so to, and what else you can configure without touching the code, and where you can change your code in case you need it. Okay. So that's it for today. Thank you very much. Have a great day. We'll see in our next video. In this time, please like, share, and subscribe my channel and hit on the bell icon to get this kind of update. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hello everyone. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit. So this is the 15 sessions of the Hrsd series. In this series, we are going to cover that the HR fulfillment instruction. What is the HR fulfillment instruction and why we are talking about the HR fulfillment instruction? Let's first understand the descriptions. So HR fulfillment instruction provide the focused and target information on how an agent can complete a HR case faster and more efficiently for HR service delivery agent workspace and legacy HR case management. You can configure fulfillment instruction to appear on HR case group, HR service table, conditions, or the combination of multiple requirements. For example, you can configure different set of fulfillment instruction to appear for the HR case that are based on the employee location. So let's see what is the HR fulfillment instruction and how we can use in our actual real time. In our service now, let's understand that where actually use the HR fulfillment instruction. If you go and type the HR case and open any of these HR case, so let's say all, I'll show you that where actually use that. So if I open this one of the HR case, inside the HR case there will be one field called fulfillment instruction, and this fulfillment instruction is nothing but this will help to that the HR agent to what they have to be taken care for as part of the HR case. So if you see here, this is the HR case which is created and it doesn't have any fulfillment instruction. So it is very obvious that sometime whoever is assigned to person, they don't have visibility that what needs to be done for this HR case. In that case, administrator can create the fulfillment instruction. Based on that, whoever is assigned to this case, they can take care. So let's say they have to go to and verify that user profile, they have to be make deactivate some of the profile for these, or they have to be check the pay slip, or whatever the instruction is actually applicable for that particular agent, that has to be followed. That instruction we can attach here based on the user location. Let's say whenever this user system administrator, if they have that look, they are belongs to a different location, so let's say they are belongs to this region, right? In that case, their fulfillment instruction will be that check that they are in their region this space, this rewards is available or not, so that you can define your fulfillment instruction. Okay, so how we can define the fulfillment instruction as admin, we'll understand first, and then we'll see that whenever we will create a case, how it will be attached to your case. So under this here, if you type the HR administration, and here if you scroll down, under this HR services, you have a options called HR fulfillment. In this HR fulfillment instruction, you can see for different table or maybe COE, different instruction are available. Okay, so we are going to create one HR fulfillment instruction. So let's create a HR fulfillment instruction. So here our case, let's say that we'll select the payroll, and here in this payroll we'll select that HR service. In this HR service, we'll say that payroll issue that we are discussing last few days. Okay, and here we'll define that what instructions we are going to be put the instruction. So let's say payroll issue instruction. So whenever any payroll HR case will be created under this payroll HR payroll case, and then the service will be the payroll issue. system will automatically attach the instruction that we are going to attach here. So we are not going to attach anything. We are just going to attach this doc or this message, whatever we are seeing. So this message will be attached here. Now we have a knowledge article. Here you can select any knowledge article. So we are going to probably select that this is the knowledge article. We are going to select that. You can select multiple knowledge article. Let's say I'll select one more knowledge article. This is the these two knowledge article. We'll select that and save that. Now we'll see that whenever the payroll case will, whenever the HR case will be created, how it will be attached to that our fulfillment instruction. So for that, we'll type that create new case, and then here we'll create a new case. Again, for I fast forward this video. Now you can see that case is created here, and then if I go back to here, we have a complete fulfillment instruction that what the actual steps needs to be done, and then in case they want to follow these steps in a knowledge article, we have attached the knowledge article so that they can view that what steps they have to be taken care as part of this HR fulfillment. So whenever someone is assigned to this HR payroll case, they will know that what steps they have to be followed to fulfill the actual requirement. So that's why you can attach the fulfillment instruction. So it's a very simple steps, and if you have any question, please let me know. So that's it for today. If you like my video, please like, share and subscribe, and hit on the bell icon to get this kind of update. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohit. This is the 16th session of the Hrsd series, and in this series we'll talk about that transfer a case. So how we can transfer a case and what is the process of the transferring a case. So let's understand one by one. If you see the documentation transfer a case, you can create and use the method to reclassify or transfer a open HR case from one HR service to the another. Suppose your HR case is created and now you want to transfer that HR case from one to the another. I mean, if you want to change the HR services, in that case, you can transfer the HR cases. Often, an HR case opens as a general benefit inquiry. After investigation, you can transfer to the specific HR service that is applicable. So let's say once I'll open this one. So this HR case is created under the payroll issue, and then after you discuss this, and then you think about that it will be it should go to that not this it should not go to that payroll issue. It should go to the another HR case or HR services. In that case, you can transfer this HR case. Okay, so what I'll do here, I will duplicate this tab here, and will show you that in this case you can see I open the same case in a two tabs. So this is the number is 1106 number, and this is also the 1106 number. Both are the same record. Actually their sys also same. What after investigation you think that this case can be transferred, you can transfer that. So without wasting time, let's see how we can transfer. So as a fulfiller, whoever is going to fulfill this HR case, if they after their investigation, if they realize that this HR case needs to be transferred, they can transfer by clicking on top, right click, and then here you will be able to see the transfer case. Once you click the transfer case, you will be able to see two options. One is the transfer with the existing case number, another is the transfer to a new case. So transfer with the existing number and the transfer this case will come from one of the module. So if you go back here in the ServiceNow, here if you type the transfer case, you can see the transfer case configuration. You will be able to see that two record is there. One is the transfer with the existing case number, another is this transfer with a new case. So we have a transfer with the existing case, and then we have another record called transfer to a new case. Okay, so in this way you can, I mean, if you want to show other options, you can show the other option. So I'll show you that what happens behind the screen. So this is the existing, these two are the same record. I just opened a duplicate tab, and when I right click and right click and transfer case, it will come to pop up. So let's say first default value is the transfer with the existing case. What will be happen? The new number or the new record will be the same number. It will be create a new record with the same number, and then old record, this old record number will be automatically changed. So let's see. If I click here and then I need to be select the new HR services, because you know that you cannot select the same service. So let's say you have a created the HR service in the payroll issue, and now you think that it should be go to that payroll discrepancy. You can select that. Once you select that, all the child task and related task and child case will be automatically closed. You can see that in the top it is showing in the warning message. So once I click that okay, so it will be redirect to a it will create a new case, and then in this new case the number will be copy, and then existing case number will be revert to the some number. So let's see. So I'll click here okay, and you can see it will be create a new case. Basically, I mean, basically it will be transferred to a new case. So this case is transferred to a new case, and you can see there was a one field called transferred case. And you can see if I open that old case numbers change to that new number, but the case will be state will be cancelled. Basically what is happening behind the screen, the number maintenance is just changing the number for tracking purpose, and the old number will be assigned to the new case in this new case, and then this case you will be changed to the cancelled. This case will be changed to the cancelled. For new case, if you see here in this new case, if I right click and show XML, and if I try to show you that transfer case, there will be one field called transfer from, and this in this transform form it will show that the old record sys basically. Okay, so this is the old record sys is the 3411, that is the old record sys. Okay, similarly in the old record, if you see here in the show XML, you have a options called transfer to. In this transfer to, it will show you that new record sys, which is nothing but you can see this is the new record sys. Okay, so this way you can see that you can reclassify any of this case, and you can keep investigate that. Okay, so this is the new case number which is assigned. Similarly, you can transfer a case, like if I duplicate this case to one more time, so I will duplicate this case. So I just open these two cases in the same tab. If I want to transfer this case and want to assign a new number, you can do that also. So what do you have to do? You just have to be right click here in the top. So why we are trying to put the number same? Because the user, they know the number, they don't know that behind that nothing, I mean, actually. So if I click here and click the transfer case, and instead of that transferring existing case, I select the transfer with the new case number, and then I select that let's say password setup, and click OK. The number was 1106. It will be create a new case number, it will generate a new case number. Okay, and this is the new case number which is created. Okay, and the old case is you can see the old case will be visible. I mean, this case will not be changed. For for new generated case, you will be still see that one field called transform for. This button will be visible if you create a new case. I mean, generate a new case number, not the existing one. It does not show that one, because for existing you don't need to show, because everything is copied from there. Okay, So that's it for today, how you can transfer your case. If you have any question, just let me know in my comment sections. Thank you very much. Meantime, like, share and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the HRSD series 17 episode. In this series, we talk about a lot of things in the HRSD module. So if you have not watched my previous video, I would suggest go and watch my previous video. And before I start my video, if you like my previous video, or if you like my content, please subscribe my channel, hit the like button and share with your community. And please let me know in comment section if you have any question. And this PPT is a long PPT. If you need this PPT, you can check in my website called snowexpert. There you can get this PPT like in the service, and then in the documentation. We'll get this complete PPT here under the HR service delivery module. So today we'll talk about basically HR bulk creation. So without wasting time, let's get started. So what is the HR bulk creation? So basically, by reading this name, you can understand that we can create multiple or in a bulk case, multiple case in a bulk by service, and for it can be for multiple user. So if you see here, the documentation says that you can create the same type of HR case for multiple employee without having to create the same case multiple time. So instead of creating one by one, you can create similar kind of case for multiple user. Segments for a bulk case help you define specific value for group of employees. So that's why you can create the multiple HR case. Bulk case creation can save your time and effort. For example, onboarding 20 new hire, a employee run issue, or an annual recertification process are cases that can be created as a bulk case. So as I mentioned that for the similar kind of HR services, you can create a huge number of, for multiple users, you can create that. So let's understand, or let's see in the ServiceNow how we can create the HR bulk creation. In the ServiceNow, if you type that bulk case request, you will be able to see one module called create bulk case. And this is the bulk case request where you will be see all this bulk case request so far we have done. So very first thing, we'll go to the create bulk case, and here various option is there. Okay, so one is the upload file. So what in this upload file, you will get a template, and in this template you have to fill up all the details, and then once you upload and click the create case, in that case it will be create multiple case. Okay, so that's the one way you can do that by either username or by email template. But before that, you need to download the template. Once you download the template, you need to open the template. In this template, you need to fill all the username one by one, and then you need to upload this sheet, and then it can be create multiple. Similarly, by if you don't want to update that upload the file, you can go by user criteria, and by selecting the user criteria, you can select multiple user. Say all user, you can see it will create that 647. It will select the 647. It means that we can create the 647 case for that. Or else we can select that that was the HR criteria. You can select the user criteria. By selecting the user criteria also, you can create multiple case. Or else you can select the user profile by putting some filter. You can select some filter, and then you can create that bulk case. Or else you can select the user, and then you have to put the filter, and you can create multiple case. So this way we can create multiple case. So I'll select one of these. So for that, what I'll do, I'll select the HR profile, and then here I'll put the filter for department, and here select the user department, something like that. And here we can select that by any department. So let's say IT. And once I click, so you can see the 124 user is selected. It means that if we create a case, it will be it will be create 124 case. Now here you need to select the HR services. So let's say that our HR services called payroll issue. So far we are using that. And then you can select that, short description is by default selected from the template. You have options called all a case have the same open by. You can select that and you can select the open by name. Otherwise, all the user name will become one by one. Then here you can select create a parent case, which will be one parent case, and that will have a child case. So basically, in this way, we can create multiple cases. So if I click the create case right now, it will create one record called BCR001, which is nothing but a bulk case request, which is created here. And this status is right now in ready state, and selected user count is 101. It means that it will be create 101 user or 101 user case. Okay, but it is in ready state. We need to we have a schedule job which will be run periodically, and then automatically it will be execute this bulk case creation, and then it will be create the case. But if you want to run this bulk case right now, you can go back to the schedule job. Under the schedule job module, if you search with that bulk case, you can see that one schedule job called bulk case creation. That schedule job will you have to be execute, and this schedule job is under human resource core. We'll execute this schedule job, and then you will be able to see that the status will be changes and it will be create the case. So now you can see it is run every 6 hours, and either you can wait for the 6 hours, automatically it will be take care. Otherwise, if you for the demonstration purpose, I will execute now, and in this case it will be create multiple case. Before creating the multiple case, I want to show that how many case right now. So we are expecting that 101 case will be created, and right now we have pretty much 254 case right now registered. So if I execute now this case and execute this schedule job, this schedule job is executed, and if you see here, this is the parent this is the parent case number, and the status is in progress. It means that our case creation is running. After certain time, this case creation will be completed also. So if I refresh that case, you can see that case table, it is from 254, it is right now 297, and it's keep increasing that, because we are about to create that 100. So let's refresh that case creation status also. And if you see here, all case are actually in ready state awaiting approvals, and based on, if you see, the different user are getting assigned, because if you see, we have the load balancing concept. Based on that, the load and the user location, the case will be go to that particular user, right? So right now it's a 315, 356, it's keep increasing. And now you can see finally our bulk case creation is completed, the status is completed. Case create count is 101. It means that 101 case is completed. The start time, end time, and requested time, everything is there in this case. If you refresh here, you will have a one related list called show case created. Once you click the show case created, all these case will be show here. A 101 case is created, and there is one parent case. So total, total 102 case is getting created. Okay, so this way you can create multiple case. And if you see here, their short description, and then open for is different for different user, because we have selected particular group of user. So it will open the case, and this is basically we can create multiple case together. So that's it for today. I hope you guys like my video. If you like, please like, share, and subscribe with the community. Till the time, thank you very much. Have a great day. Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. This is the 18 sessions of the Hrsd module, and these sessions will talk about the HR profile. So in this series, this is the last video I am going to be make here. So after completing this video, after a few days, I'll combine all the video together, and I'll create a one video with the complete Hrsd session. But if you want to know about that episode wise, the total 18 series we have created for the Hrsd, and today we'll talk about the HR profile. Even If you need this complete PPT, this PPT will be available under my website called snowexpert Rohit, and here under that service and documentation, you will be able to get this complete PPT. So if you need this PPT, okay. So without wasting time, let's get started, and we'll talk about today HR profile. So very first question is that what is the HR profile and why we need the HR profile? HR profile nothing but the extensive information of the user information. So whenever you are trying to create a HR profile, it definitely need a user profile into that ServiceNow. And what is the difference between the HR profile and the user profile? HR profile have a more security than a user profile. It means that user profile is accessible for everyone, and user profile have a lot of sensitive information. In the user profile you cannot put a lot of sensitive information, but under HR profile you can create all this sensitive information, and that sensitive information will be accessible for particular member like HR admin or the particular user to whom his profile it is. Okay, you cannot suddenly start modifying that HR profile by yourself. You need to raise the request, and for the HR admin they can modify your HR profile. So HR profile have a lot of sensitive information like your national security number, your leaves, your beneficiary, your account details, everything will be there under HR profile. But in the user profile, other than the user profile, it have a limited information. Like it does not have a sensitive information. It's a public information will be available under user profile. So let's understand that in this documentation, what they are saying that HR profile records stored confidential employee data such as name, personal contact information, email address, employment history, contacts, and in the non-scoped version HR. HR profile records are associated with the user record. As I mentioned, that user records, it's the extensive information for the HR profile. So it will be having some relationship between user profile and the HR profile. But unlike the user records, HR profile records are stored confidential and non-publicly viewable. It means that only you or the HR admin they can see. Even you cannot directly start modifying the HR profile. HR profile records are created as part of HR process, such as onboarding process. Using generate HR profile can be generated. Okay, so these are the definition for the HR profile. We'll see in the ServiceNow in just a second. In the ServiceNow, if you type that HR profile, you will be able to see one module. This is called HR profile, which is nothing but HR service module. If you see the HR profile, and this table name is completely different, called SN HR core profile. Now, if I open this one of the HR profile, you can see the very first thing is the number or the HR profile number, like a incident problem change. Similarly, there is a number called HRP, and this record is referring to the user information. So if I open that user record, so this is the user record. Okay, this is the user record, and which have a publicly available, and publicly everyone can see these details. But in the HR profile, in this table, there are a lot of sensitive data which can be only accessible by you or the HR admin, like your marital status, your place of birth, country of birth, date of birth, these things information, employment start date, end date, these are the information, leave status, position, department, every in very sensitive information is there. Offboard type, notice period, everything is there. Under the contact information, these information is also available. And if you see here in the bottom, you have a beneficiary, who is covered, emergency contact, direct report, colleagues, case, leave, absence, job. These are the very sensitive information is available here. If I open, one of the, let's say, system user. If I open the system user profile, you will be able to see the beneficiary information. If you see here in the beneficiary, there are three user. The system user is added the beneficiary. One is the these three user, and they have the primary beneficiary type, and this is the benefit type, and their relationship. Everything is maintained here into that HR profile. So what is the relationship between this user and this user? So everything is provided here. Who is covered? So their national tax ID is also there. Their relationship also there. Okay. So this way, the HR profile is a very
can store the very sensitive information, but user profile have a very publicly open, and it can have non-sensitive data basically. If you want to see the organization chart, chart, you can see that in the portals. You have a org chart where you can see that any employee who have their, their manager and their manager, you can see this organization chart. You can see this is the user profile, and there is no relationship. If I type the able tutor here, I can see the able tutor profile also, okay, and their designation, their email address. These things can be available here. Similarly, from the HR profile, you can create the case from directly here. Otherwise, you can go to that HR profile and see that whatever case is created on behalf of the user profile, you can see that. Okay, so these are the information is available, and they are very sensitive information. So that's the reason they have put that HR profile. So sensitive means that everything is controlled by ACL even, but they have more security than the user. Also under the HR profile, you have a module called user, which is nothing but all the user are showing here. After that, we have a generate HR profile. In this generate HR profile, you can generate the HR profile from the user table. So this is the user table where I can select some conditions called company, something like that. So whatever company, I'll select that. And once we click the create case, it will, create profile, it will create the profile. And I just have to select the employment type. What should be the employment type? So based on that, it will create all these employee. And here in the top, you can see the profile to be created count is 0 because this company doesn't belongs any user. Right now you can see the 72. So it means the 72 HR profile can be created as a contractor. So let's see. I have a, right now HR profile is 573. And if I click the create profile, it will be increased. So I'll simply click the create profile, and it will be start creating the profile. Okay. Now you can see that we have an option called show profile. And once we click that show profile, these 72 user profile are created just right now. Okay, so this way you can create the user profile based on your use case. But remember that user profile is nothing but it's an extension table of the user table, which have more security and in terms of more data. Okay, user profile one more time. The system administrator, I just want to show that one more thing. In this user profile, I show you that who is covered, right? So if I open this in this record here, who is cover record, here you can see the national tax ID is visible, but this information will not be visible to everyone because I am the admin, I can see. But for non-admin user, they even don't able to see that record. Okay, so this record will be very sensitive information, so it won't be visible to everyone. Okay, so this way you can you can create that HR profile. Also you can see the HR contact table. They are maintaining the HR contact table which have the contact details. Okay, so which have actually the contact details. So that is another table. So this is all about the HR profile. I hope you understand that what is the concept difference between a user profile and the HR profile. If you have any question, just let me know in my comment section. Otherwise, I'll end this series here, and then if you have any question, let me know in my comment sections. And till the time, like, share, and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much. Have a great day.